Very good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Broadfield Stadium for this Charlton TV production as the Addicts take on Crawley Town here in League One action, a rearranged League One action. We should have been here. Well, actually, we were here on New Year's Day, but sadly the weather got the better of the game and us, and so we had to reassemble here some, 2 and a bit months later for this rearranged fixture. And alongside me, well, on the far side is Greg Stubley, birthday boy Greg Stubley. We wish him a very many happy returns. We had cake and all sorts of delights. It's been... we didn't have any champagne, though. A bit disappointed, but anyway, that's for another time. And immediately alongside me is Mr. Steve Brown. Steve, you're very welcome.
I am very welcome.
Now, before we get on to other things, goalless draw at the Valley on Saturday. At Stockport on Saturday.
Yep.
Battling performance for a morning kick-off. And, I mean, how did you view the game? I mean, good result in the end?
Oh, brilliant. I think it's a brilliant result. When you're talking about we can take ourselves above Stockport, if they win that game, we couldn't do that tonight. So that, in that respect, is a brilliant point. It was a clean sheet. I mean, you're talking about a team that's in the last 22 games have won 16 at home. So I think that puts it into context in the form that they have at their home ground. So I think it was a brilliant battling performance.
We're going to delve into that a little bit more when we look at the highlights a little bit later on. But first, before we do that, in between the Stockport game and tonight, the Charlton women were hosting Blackburn at the Valley on Saturday. So let's see how they get on.
Bradley battling away, but losing out. Now then, Blackburn on the counter. Walters to control, that's clever. And that's a neat ball for Williams, who lets fly from distance. Always drifting away, but worth an effort. Charlton with a corner. Jodie Hutton to take. In-swinger by the looks. And it comes for Gracie Pearce, who forces home from close range. And Charlton lead. The delivery was terrific. And the finish definitive. 21 minutes in. Charlton have the advantage. Good looking bounce here. Blackburn try to make sense of it. Prima. Curled to the edge of the area. This is Luke, and will take a touch. And now it's with Williams. Wonderful save, Whitehouse. Terrific stop to deny Williams. Jodie Hutton will line up the free kick. Oh yes, how about that? That is something really special from Jodie Hutton, and Charlton lead by 2. Brilliant technique, right into the top corner. Whitehouse goes long. Now Hutton looking to use her pace against Hannah Luke, and Jodie Hutton still going forward. It's Hutton! Brooks with a save. Whistle has gone. Charlton to play through midfield. Bradley for Karen Muir, who has got pace and trickery as well. Still Muir. Oh, that's neatly done inside the area. It's still Karen Muir. It's saved. Muir might get a second go. And now it's Ellie Brazil. Can she make it stick? Not quite. And Blackburn scramble the ball to safety. Brazil. This is Bashford. And still Bradley, where is the opening? Muir to turn, can she pull the trigger? Bashford! Oh, it hits the underside of the bar! How unlucky! Brooks. Over to that right-hand side, but Charlton win it back. Nodded down for Kayleigh Barton, who's still going forward. It's Barton! It's into the corner! And that's a third that will surely rubber stamp the victory for Charlton. 2 minutes remaining. Wonderfully worked. And an excellent finish here. First touch was good, the second likewise, and how about that for the third? Deep into added on time. Dahu with the free kick for Blackburn. Luke to centre, Charlton look to clear, that's a bit awkward, it's Tyler Tolland! Well, Blackburn have got a goal. deep into added on time. It will surely just be a consolation. Well taken nonetheless, but Charlton on course for a 3-1 victory.
So we are, convincing 3-1 victory for the Charlton women against Blackburn Rovers at the Valley on Sunday. And sitting just behind London City Lionesses is third in the table, and Birmingham City currently top of the league. And the next match for Charlton women at the Valley on Sunday, March 23rd, is against table toppers Birmingham City. So make sure you get your tickets for that from booking.cafc.co.uk. That's booking.cafc.co.uk. So there we are. That we will now turn our attention rather to that game against Stockport Saturday morning, Brownie. And as we look at the highlights of that game, of which there probably aren't a huge amount, I have to say, but it was a bit of a slugfest. It seemed to me anyway that Nathan Jones set his side out to match the physicality of Stockport. That's how it panned out, and we did exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're going away to a team that's got a record like that, you do have to set up slightly differently. As you might believe entirely in the form we're in, and you're correct to do so. But every now and again, you have to tweak things just because the opponent is so good at what it does on its own soil. I thought there was a 15-minute period in the second half where they created opportunities that I think Dave Challinor would come out and say we really needed to take. We should have taken one of them. You know, otherwise the game was very, very even. You know, we had decent effort with Macaulay Gillespie in the second half, but there wasn't that many good opportunities for Charlton in terms of gilt-edged chances, and they had one or two. So it was a very, very tight game. And I just wonder what both managers got out of it. Should they meet again in 6, 7, 8 weeks' time? Because it was that tight.
I think judging when you take into account the game at the Valley as well, which we should have won.
We should have won that one. We were comfortable second half.
I think the conditions and slightly smaller pitch, I think as well, suited Stockport probably at their place, and with the fans behind them as well, of course. And I think you might have said it, and I think a few people have said it to me since that game. It felt like almost the first leg of a playoff final, the way the game panned out.
Yeah. Look, there were only 2 shots on target the entire 90 minutes. I do think the conditions were a little bit more difficult than we.
I think they handled it better in the second half.
Well,
I
will say this: having managed teams and played in teams, you get used to, generally they've got no stand down that left-hand side where we sat. So as you come out the tunnel way to the left-hand side, they've got no stand in terms of. So if the wind comes straight up that pitch, you play there every other week, you're going to get used to that. And I've been at a team where it was like that, and you do play. You know, you want to kick one way first half, and you get used to how the balls carry themselves against the wind and with the wind, and so that is a massive advantage actually to the home side. But I thought we dealt with everything really. There just seemed to be a little lack of quality, didn't there? That's all. That's all. In terms of Nathan Jones, if we could have linked up a little bit better. In certain times we might have created 1 or 2 opportunities, but it was a tough game, and one where you get to the end and you go credit the clean sheet. You really have to credit that clean sheet. I thought defensively we were solid as a rock again, and I've said that for some time. Out of possession, our shape and how quickly we get back into that shape really is making it difficult for opponents, and I think that's a real plus, as we head towards the playoffs.
And I think it's difficult to call now. We've still obviously got 13 games to go in the season, and so you're obviously looking at that and think, well, will our paths cross again a bit further down the line as we get towards the end? Of course, nobody knows, but when it gets to that point, do any previous results go out the window?
I would say, you want to be going in good form. It's as simple as that. But anything that's happened 6 months ago at the start of the season means absolutely nothing. You're kind of more interested in the form you're in going into it, because confidence and morale, I think, can carry momentum into a playoff situation. But I think that one in particular, whoever gets, if Stockport were to remain, whoever got Stockport, that is a tricky one up there. They're particularly strong at home, but I'd expect if we maintain our form, I think Nathan will fancy himself against anybody right now.
Well, speaking of Nathan Jones, he obviously spoke to Charlton TV after the game, so let's hear what he had to say after that goalless draw up at Stockport on Saturday.
Nathan, a point on the road against a playoff rival. How did you view today's game?
A very difficult game, very physical game. They went direct, they went into front, the two big uns up front, so we had to really show different side of our qualities today, our battling qualities, our aggression, and so on. Very difficult to press and think because they didn't really give us that opportunity. They bypassed the press, so we had to show different qualities. We had to defend our box. Keeper had to make one save, but it was a really, really tight game. In the first half, I thought we were better side. Second half, probably they edged it. So it's probably a fair result, really. But tough place to come. Real tough game, and as I said, it's a good point, really.
It was a very physical game. What did you make of how your side dealt with that element of it?
Oh, look, we can mix it. We got size, we got aggression. We've got people that don't mind mixing it with no pushovers, as you saw. 15 clean sheets shows that whatever side of the game we need to do, we can adapt, and we've adapted to that today. And it was important. It was important not to lose the game today. We've been really, really good form. We've won the last 3 on the spin. We'd like to have won it, but can't win everything. And as I said, these are a good side. They're a playoff rival, so important to not get beat today.
It is now 16 clean sheets in the league this season. What did you make of your team's defensive showing?
Oh, brilliant. I mean, a few little half chances, one they hit the bar with from a scramble, but we've had to. Everything was sporadic today, We've had to react to certain stuff because there was no pattern to the game. Goalkeeper went into front. We had to defend the first one, where that was going to land with the wind, because conditions were difficult today. Like, it was sun, pitch was a bit bobbly, and then it was windy. So it was a really difficult game. So I'm really pleased. That we showed a different side of our game, because to win games and to do things, you have to have all elements of the game.
And what impact did the nature of the game that you talked about and what was allowed by the referee have on the amount of football that both sides were able to play? Well,
I got to be honest with you, I don't want to get myself in trouble in any ways, but there's certain things that we see that you just think, what do you see? It's a difficult when it's back to front and stuff. Then look, there's a lot of sporadic events that happen, but my big thing was the fourth official was telling him stuff that was happening because he had a better thing, and he was ignoring it. And he was saying, no, I don't. And that's the thing. There was all sorts of stuff that probably allowed it to boil over. But look, it's a full-blooded League One game against two sides that want to achieve something. So look, sometimes you expect a little bit of argy-bargy.
And a word for the travelling supporters who packed out the away end.
Oh, magnificent again. Look, probably want the best spectacle, but look, there's a lot to go, and as I said, we've had to show both sides of our qualities today. But look, I'm so proud of the sport that's packed the away end, travelled up here, early kick-off, which means either a Friday start or a really early Saturday start. And look, now we've got a real good run of fixtures now to go to try and achieve something. But really proud of them. And look, what they saw was a battling performance. They saw a side that gave them everything. Little bit disappointed we couldn't add a little bit of quality in the final third, but we've shown a different side of our qualities today.
Straight back into action on Tuesday against Crawley Town. How will you prepare for that?
Same way as we do everything else. It's another tough game, a side that's playing for something. Obviously we had the game called off around about the Christmas period where we were disappointed with that, but it's an opportunity now for us to it's our game in hand, so we want to maximise that.
Thanks, Nathan, well done.
Cheers, thank you.
No, I'm waiting for Steve Brown to cue me in, and he failed me miserably.
Yeah, you'd have gone too early.
I think too early. Yeah. That's the story of my life. So that was Nathan Jones talking to Charlton TV after that goalless draw up at Stockport on Saturday. And I think he was content enough. You're never content with the goalless draw. I guess you want the victory always. And I remember him saying midweek that he looks at games in 5-game blocks. And that's how they plan the season in effect. And that would have been, if you're talking about 5-game blocks, that would have been the last of the 5, I guess.
Okay.
So I think you'd be reasonably happy with that 5-game block, I would think. Did you? When you were doing your managerial career, was that a similar type of thing? You went in small game blocks, or
both? As a player, that was done.
Yeah.
Alan Pardew was very big on it. I remember Curbs doing one pre-season where we were all called into a room, and he set out what he thought we should achieve, and he did it monthly. Others do it over a 5-game block. So you pick the one you like the best as a player, and you take that into your managerial career. And it's just setting, the one thing I didn't like is Alan Pardew in particular, I felt set unrealistic. So if he went to you, right, how many goals we can concede in these 5 fixtures, and you went, 8. He'd go, oh, right, you're lucky if you're going to play. And he'd go to the next one until he got the answer he wanted.
Yeah.
And I always thought, like, I didn't like that. You've got to let the player be realistic and not hold it against him.
What do you reckon he'd have done if he'd have said none?
I love that. Love that. You know, he was one of those guys.
Yeah.
And I'm not criticising him there by any stretch of imagination, but for me personally, I was always about, no, hold on, we've got Ipswich, whichever wins, you know, these are tough games. So I was realistic, but he was all about, you know, being really positive. You know, which has kind of stuck with me for.
I've got to say, I've been supporting this club for quite some time, as you know.
Yeah.
We've definitely had managers who've dealt with no game blocks at all.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And I'm naming no names. Obviously, it'll all be in the book. But I mean, if we're talking about the next, if Nathan Jones and his team do that 5-game block, then we're starting the next 5 now. Now, when you consider the opponents we got coming up, obviously you'll probably want 15 points out of 5. In that mix, we've got Huddersfield, I think, Peterborough tonight, of course. Wigan is another one, and Mansfield, I think, from memory. I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember the 5.
Well, it's Crawley tonight, Wigan, Peterborough, Huddersfield and Mansfield.
Yeah.
So what I would say to you is it goes back to exactly what I've just said. He will, of course, in his head, the way we are at the moment, he'll say, well, I'm 13. But it doesn't always pan out that way. You get an injury or an illness or a sending off, or, you know, that's how quickly things can change in football. You can have a sending off tonight in the 3rd minute and you're hanging on a little bit. So, you know, it's very unpredictable football. It's great to have these little mini goal sets, you know, and targets that you know, managers like to set psychologically. But you adjust accordingly as the games unfold. But it is a set of fixtures I think he should be very positive about in terms of when you are goal setting. You know, that's how I'll leave it. Absolutely that.
And one of the players that, you're talking about things happening that you can't control, and we have one tonight actually, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But one of the players who is playing tonight and has been outstanding in recent weeks also spoke to Charlton TV, and that was Connor Coventry. So let's hear what he had to say after that game against Stockport on Saturday.
Connor, a point on the road against the top 6 rival. What did you make of today's game?
A real tough game. I think everyone knows this is a tough place to go. Obviously, they've been building a lot of momentum the last couple of years with their promotions and stuff. And I look, they're at the right end of the table again now. So I think it's a real tough place to go, and it's a tough game. We can come away happy with the point and try and build now.
16th league clean sheet of the season. How pleased are you and the boys with the defensive record?
Yeah, massive. I think the improvement from start of the season from last season has been massive, and I think we're as a team we're really defending really well, and I think it comes from the start and then right to Will. We made a great save at a big moment today, and yeah, I think we're really proud of it and something we can keep working on.
Looked like a very physical game. Did you feel that as players out there?
Yeah, it was very up against people and sort of a lot of little ones coming in, but yeah, it was probably not the most running, but just physically it was a lot, and balls into the front, and it's a real battle out there, and we stood up to it. I think it's good to be in a change room where you know everyone's standing up to it, so it was good for that. A
word for the travelling fans who made the long trip north for an early kick-off as well. Sold out away end.
Quality, yeah, another sold out away end, and it's massive for us seeing them all behind the goal. And I think the atmosphere lately, away games at the Valley, it's been amazing, and that's obviously it's driving us on, and it's really helping us at the moment. And we're also thankful in there for the fans for backing us week in, week out.
And the games keep coming. It's another quick turnaround with a trip to Crawley on Tuesday, which is obviously another important game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we had a real tough game against Crawley at the Valley earlier in the season, and I think we've come on a lot since then. I think that's clear to see, but at the same time, we know they're capable of beating us, so we have to go and obviously chase the win and see what we can do.
So that was Connor Coventry after the game on Saturday, and Connor, who's been in fine form in recent weeks and months, as have the side. To be fair, he's not alone in that, of course. And is in the side tonight. One change to the side tonight, and before we actually run you through the lineups, is Greg Doherty will not be playing this evening because his wife's just given birth to a baby boy, we believe, today. So congratulations to the Doherty family. Hope mum and baby are doing superbly well. So congratulations, Greg. He'll be celebrating for different reasons this evening.
Absolutely, yeah. Always a big moment in your life. I had 2 children at the age of 24 and 27, and just tell a quick story about... Did
they interfere with your footballing career?
Well, the story goes, I phone in Saturday morning, Mandy goes into labour, I phone in Saturday morning, Curbs, I can't make it, Mandy's going labour. 2 weeks' wages if you're not on the game. So I went to man. I got to go up to the hospital. I went home, got my stuff, went to the ground, sub, didn't get on, drove all the way back. Absolutely no progression whatsoever, so it didn't matter. But yeah, those were the different days back then, and it didn't make any difference in the end. But yeah, we wish Greg well, and health and happiness to the mother and baby.
There are a few changes to this evening's lineup, and we will go through the team as the players come out very shortly. But what we've noticed in recent weeks, Brownie, is that when Greg Doherty was ill, actually, Crawley Anderson came in, stepped in, and did superbly well. And even when he came off the bench on Saturday, he had that physicality to the game that we needed, I think. So he's shown that he's a decent deputy for the club captain. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that's changed from the early stages of the season is now we have players that are coming in and we don't look any different. I think it's fair to say, I think all three of us at some point in the first 3 months said our first 11 strong. We're not so sure when there's changes how strong we are, and that's changed. I just get the feeling now that whoever's coming into the side, whoever's coming out, there's this unity, this bond, there's this togetherness, there's a confidence and a morale. And so if you're out the side now, you're not moaning, you're not sulking, you're just desperate to get back in the team. And so when you get back in, you want to give a 9 out of 10. And suddenly the end goal is not surviving in League One for a season, it's playoffs. And can we hunt down second? So there's a real hunger at the moment. So yeah, I think anybody that comes on, anybody that's out the side is desperate to get in, and that's pretty much based on just the results over the last 3 months have been outstanding, and it just carries everybody forward.
And the other big change for this evening, as I say, we will read you the lineup in full shortly, but Alex Gilbert, who's been coming off the bench and performing well in recent weeks, gets his start in place of Luke Berry, who drops to the bench this evening. Is that a matter of just as much as well Alex Gilbert played as many games we've played in a short space of time?
Yeah, could be that. Could be just that he's Nathan could well have seen something in this game where he feels like Alex Gilbert needs to get into little pockets. I mean, I remember playing against Crawley, at the Valley. If I remember rightly, they sort of had almost like a 6-man midfield, a back three, one up front isolated, and a 6-man midfield. And I just wonder if Nathan's seen something where he thinks Alex Gilbert can float in a pocket somewhere to receive to get us going forward. But yeah, he needs some minutes. He's come here to get some minutes, and I think Luke Berry's been terrific in terms of important goals, important times, experience he brings into the team, and he's been fit for a long period. Which I guess looking back at his track record over the last 3 or 4 years, people might have questioned, how many games he's going to play. Well, actually, he's played a lot and consecutively, so maybe now is the right time. But I think we're giving Alex Gilbert a wonderful opportunity tonight to get minutes under his belt and show us what he can do over a longer period.
And thankfully, the weather is staying dry so far this evening. And don't want to tempt fate, of course. Vastly different compared to the New Year's Day downpour that we had, where everybody, and I mean everybody, knew the game was going to be called off. The only one who didn't seem to want to know was the referee, who called it off with 10 minutes to go. Much to the delight of everybody who was inside on a New Year's Day. But those fans have travelled again in their numbers away to our left-hand side. Another sold-out away end, which we've done consecutively in, I think, 3 or 4 games. And so the feel-good factor around the club is shown exactly over there as to those fans. And I wouldn't mind betting there's a few in the ends either, in the home ends, I mean.
Yeah, they do tend to, as an away support, turn up and get behind the side. I mean, they travel the length and breadth of the country, and having done that with you chaps this season, it's not an easy thing to do. Whether it's the roads or the public transport, they like to trip you up in this country on a regular basis. They don't really care about anyone that's getting on trains and getting to sporting events. But yeah, I have to say the away support has been absolutely tremendous. It has been for a long, long time. And now they've got something to get behind as well, which is the important bit. They've had 3 or 4 years of tough results and tough seasons where we haven't been in the fight at this stage of the season, and now I think it's fair to say that they're starting to believe that we can almost catch second, let alone get the play.
Well, one question I wanted to ask you, actually, I mean, I've likened the Orient game to the Wycombe one that we went up with Bowyer in as much as that it felt that game against Wycombe when we went up with Lee Bowyer felt like, not a turning point because we were already playing well, it just felt like a catalyst for what happened the rest of the season. Did you experience that as a player, a lot in promotion winning in seasons, promotion winning campaigns, where there was one game where you just thought, actually, yeah, we really believe now? Or did you not believe it till right to the very end?
No. The year we won the league, we weren't particularly doing that well front end of the season, but we went on an incredible 12-game winning run. And there was a couple of results in there where we were beating sides above us and beating them comfortably. And you do get a sense of we are a strong side in this league this year, so there's no reason why we can't. And we actually won it at a canter in the end. We won it with a few draws. But yeah, that's a very good question that you'd have to give me time to think about.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because I don't really remember there being ever a game where you thought that's the game. You just knew you were good. That's the thing about a team.
It tends to be, I mean, in my experience anyway as a supporter, it tends to be away ones, where it's a sold-out away crowd. You're already, I mean, away games tend to be special when it's a sold-out away and you win because the euphoria takes over. But in those two particular games I'm talking about, it just seemed, well, yes, we were on a good run, but that particular time it was almost a moment where everyone came together.
Yeah, I will say this: that there is a completely different perspective when you're sat here, like we are today, or you're in a stand as a fan, and the perspective of a player in the dressing room. It's nothing like the same. It's chalk and cheese. You just get on with it. You turn up, you do your job. You know, when you're doing well, you don't even think about it. You turn up, you play well, you win a game, you go home, and you're happy. It's as simple as that. It's much more simplified than a fan makes it. And when you're having a bad time, all you want to do is get back to having a good time. It's, you know, that's your job. It is quite simple, you know. And then within the parameters of winning a football match, you've got your man, you're marking, the job you're doing in the back four, who you're picking up on set pieces. Like, we overcomplicate here, and we overthink as fans. It's as simple as that.
Fair enough. The two teams are out. They've come out below us. We're halfway across, well, a bit more than halfway across to the right side of the halfway line. And I'll read you out the two sides. Starting with the home side, Crawley Town in goal for them. Number 1, of course, ex-addict Joe Wallacott. 5, Charlie Barker, another ex-addict, of course. 6, Max Anderson. 9, Will Swan. 10, Liam Fraser. 12, Panush Kamara. 18, Armando. 22, Adi Adiamo. 24, Toby Malarkey. 26, Kamari Doyle. And 30, Ben Radcliffe. Your subs for Crawley Town: Rory Feely, Gavin Holohan, Jeremy Kelly, Louis Watson, Radley Ibrahim and Therese John Jules. The Charlton side will line up with in goal number 25, Will Mannion. 2, Kane Ramsey. 3, Macaulay Gillespie. 5, Lloyd Jones the captain. 6, Connor Coventry. 7, Therese Campbell. 11, Miles Leeburn. 16, Josh Edwards. 17, Alex Gilbert. 18, Croy Anderson. And 26, Thierry Small. Your subs for Charlton: Tommy Reid, Alex Mitchell, Luke Berry, Danny Hilton, Tom McIntyre, Matty Godden and Daniel Canu. Your referee for this evening is Matthew Russell. He's going to be assisted by Alex Matheson and Alex Bradley. And your fourth official is Christopher Meyer. Mentioned that we got Joe Wallacott, of course, and Charlie Barker, who both played for Charlton, as did Panush Kamara on loan, as did Louis Watson on loan. And of course, you may not have recognised the name Armando. It's the name to which Junior Quintana goes by. And Junior Quintana, of course, started his life at Charlton in the academy. So quite a few Charlton connections, and not least, of course, the manager, Rob Elliott, the Dilsh, who was a goalkeeper of some accomplishment for the Addicts during many years. So quite a strong Charlton connection at Crawley Town.
Very nice chap, Rob, I have to say.
Absolutely.
Met him a few times, interviewed him when he was Gateshead manager. Lovely, lovely man.
Just to remind you that if you've purchased a Match Streamer Pass today, you can purchase an annual pass for just £230, which gives you coverage of every league game. And today's commentary and stream is sponsored by club partner NordVPN as we get prepared for the kick-off. And it'll be Crawley Town to get us underway, attacking from right to left as we look. I think the cameras are on the same side as us if you're watching. If you're just listening, it is right to left, Crawley Town. So Charlton are defending the way end to where the Charlton fans are congregated. The Addicts in yellow shirts, black shorts and yellow and black socks. Crawley Town all in red. As we get underway here at the Broadfield Stadium. The ball goes back to Wallacott, who sends it forward down the Charlton right-hand side. Lloyd Jones comes to meet it and gets a decent header in, but it drops to Fraser. Charlton win it back though, and it's a good release ball out to Leeburn on the left. Leeburn looking to take Charlie Barker on, cuts in inside, releases Campbell into the area. Campbell just held up, but still to turn. Gets the ball across, blocked away by Fraser, who clears it downfield. Met by Jones. His attempted through ball's blocked again. Edwards will just allow that to go out of play. And the lights all went out then. Wasn't expecting that as Charlton take the throw. Barker with a header clear, but it'll be another Charlton throw, this time parallel to the edge of the Crawley Town penalty area on the Charlton left-hand side. Edwards comes forward, and as does Jones and Gillespie. Edwards prepares to send. Just waiting for Connor Coventry to tie his bootlace up. And now Edwards can send the throw in. In it comes towards the corner of the 6-yard box, headed away, and only as far as Coventry. Back to Edwards. He's going to swing this in with his left foot. It's a decent delivery. Gillespie got something on it. Barker will clear it away as it drops. Coventry tussling in there, but, as is Anderson, but it runs Crawley's way, and attacks down the left-hand side with Adioma. Steps inside small. Still Adioma. Coventry stops his progress, but the ball's out to Barker. Further out to the right-hand side now. Crawley Town. Corner of the penalty area. Attempted cross comes in, and it comes back off the. Well, I was just about to say it came back off the Crawley player. Certainly looked it from this angle, but we are a distance away. Referee has pointed to the corner.
Yeah, quite an open start. I just wonder if Tyree were off.
Short corner. Lifted into the box now. Deep one. Good header away by Gilbert, but it will be straight to Adioma. He's encouraged to shoot. Takes one. That's good block from Jones to Gilbert, who's trying to send Campbell on his way through in the middle. Just skips beyond him, and Barker can tidy up for Crawley Town, and back to Wallacott. Early ball out to Fraser. Held up by Leeburn. Goes back to Wallacott. Sends it away first time, but it's looking for Kamara. Goes above his head, and Charlton will have a throw halfway inside the Crawley Town half. On the right-hand side this time, Thierry Small to take it. But, Ramsey behind him if he wants. But he's looking. Gilbert makes the run, as does Leeburn. Goes back to Small. Small tries to jink past his man. That man being Adiomo. He puts it out for another Charlton throw. Into Gilbert. Back to Small. Small tries to take on Adiomo again and goes past him. Cross comes in. Cleared away, but only just. Oh, I thought it was going to run to Gilbert, but Fraser just stepped in importantly. And Crawley clear it away with Adiomo. Jones for Charlton goes back to Mannion. To his left is Gillespie. He's going to be closed down, so sends the ball on to Edwards. Tries to flick it on to Campbell. That's a good header. Releases Therese Campbell, left corner of the penalty area. Up against Barker. Cuts inside. Can he get a shot away? Still there, Campbell. Gives it back to Edwards. Edwards lifts the ball into the box. Headed clear. Anderson trying to get there. Coventry will. Little touch ball out to Thierry Small on the right. Back inside to Coventry. Trying to send it in. Takes a deflection. Anderson battling, but it's cleared away. Jones coming to meet it for Charlton. Chest control into his own path. Out on the right-hand side. Still Jones. Looking to go inside and does into the penalty area. Lloyd Jones gets the ball across. Oh, and it's just cleared away before it can find Campbell. And it's away for a Charlton throw on the left-hand side.
Yeah, well, early stages. I'm not sure this Crawley side is going to be able to keep us out for 90 minutes. It's a wonderful front-footed start from Charlton. It was quite open. Crawley also having a good move in the first minute of this game, but that's an excellent drive from Lloyd Jones right to the byline. Just needed to pick out a Charlton player and failed to do so, but good start from the Addicts.
He stayed forward. Jones, the throwing goes to Anderson, who tried to go back to Edwards. And he's got that pass all wrong, and it's away for a Crawley Town throw on the right-hand side. Armando leaves it. So when I saw Armando's name on the sheet, I wonder, he's not in my team list, but it's actually Junior Quiterna, who, of course, started his career at Charlton. Prefers to be called Armando. Barker will take the throw, goes down the line. Headed infield by Jones to Gilbert. He's trying to send Small away on the right-hand side, but it's met by Adiomo. Goes back to Radcliffe, who sends it into the right-hand corner. Ramsey comes across. He's been man-handled, but he does well to maintain possession. Gets it back to Mannion, who sends it first time up towards Leeburn. Lovely touch from Leeburn into Small, and a heavy touch from Small as he got past Adiomo. Kamara, but he ran out of room on this right-hand side. Be a throw into Crawley. Radcliffe just beyond halfway inside his own half, on the left-hand side for Crawley. Goes down the line. Small battling for it. It was deflected infield. Anderson with a header. Leeburn trying to send Campbell on his way. Barker read it and clears it. Lloyd Jones with a firm header forward. Leeburn will get a flick on. Campbell trying to get there. He's having his shirt pulled, but referee allows it to go. Barker clears it away. Edwards under pressure from Armando, gets it back to Gillespie, sends it looking for Campbell. Barker there again. Straight to Edwards, who again goes down the line, but this time gets his angles wrong, goes out of play for a Crawley throw. On the right-hand side, we've had quite frantic opening 6 minutes, still goalless here. Crawley work it back to Wallacott. He's outside his area. Leeburn closing him down, just gets it away. Wallacott, it goes beyond Edwards. Gillespie heads it forward, and he goes as far as Swan. Gets the throw in. Crawley Town halfway inside their own half on the right this time. Barker with it. Fraser came short, but he's gone down the line. Headed away by Jones, but it's infield to Doyle. Skipping past Coventry once. And Armando tries to do the same. He finds his way back out to Doyle, and he cuts inside. And attacking the penalty area, still on the ball across, cut out by Ramsey. Mannion was there, but Ramsey got there first, trying to release Campbell on the right, but it's gone beyond him. And Charlton just under a little bit of pressure in that moment there, but after 7 minutes still remains goalless.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that Crawley, once they get the ball moving and they play between the lines, they look quite dangerous and threatening as an attacking side. It's just whether they can keep the opposition out, but when they're in possession, they have plenty of players in front of the football as options, and they move it quite well.
Kamara trying to go out to the right-hand side, well read by Small, and he steps in to win it for Charlton. And it needs the interception from Radcliffe to stop him going any further down that right-hand side. Read it well, Jerry Small. The intention of Kamara was trying to release Radcliffe on the left. Charlton will have a throw, Ramsey with it. Looking for options. I think once Mosley will come a little bit closer, actually. Goes towards his direction. That's not going to reach him. The header from Fraser, and he goes as far as Small. So Kamara then lifts it on. Jones with the header. Coventry gets it back to Ramsey. But Crawley have possession back, and Fraser goes back to Wallacott. Now it's out with Radcliffe on the left. Radcliffe sends the ball long. Jones intercepts, Ramsey can't get there. It's Doyle who picks it up for and then Ramsey was in on the challenge. Doyle, referee didn't immediately signal anything, and then quite belatedly gives a free kick to the home side. It's about 15 yards inside the Charlton half, just left of centre. Doyle over the free kick. I was going to say Charlton had a two-man wall, which seemed a bit pointless from this distance.
Yeah.
And they've just split, so just in case there's a short free kick. Doyle, though, sends it towards the Charlton penalty area. Gillespie with the header clear. Leeburn pursuing it out, but it's with Kamara. Sends it back into the edge of the penalty area. There's a little flick coming in there from Radcliffe and gets the ball back across. Header! No, not clean enough contact, and Therese Campbell trying to bring it away, but he's outpaced there to the ball. I think that was Armando, and Crawley had possession back. It's with Fraser on the halfway line, inside to Adeyemo, up to Anderson. Armando again, it's a deflected ball into the box, which Jones has got to deal with, and he does well, and then releases it out towards Campbell. Trying to let it run, Campbell, but he can't catch up with the ball afterwards. It'll be a Crawley throw.
Yeah, I think when they have good possession, Crawley, and they build up attacks and they have sustained possession, we've got to do better to keep the ball ourselves for a little bit.
Ball into the channel for Crawley has sent Swan on the way down the right-hand side. Held up by Gillespie, goes back to Anderson. Back inside Fraser. Back out to the right-hand side. Barker sends the ball into the box, headed away by Lloyd Jones, and Gilbert picks it up for Charlton. Just to his left is Anderson, behind is Edwards. Ball sent long and up towards Leeburn. Can he hold it up? Miles Leeburn. Oh, he's pulled to the floor there, surely no. Referee says no foul. So Crawley have possession back with Fraser. Ball into the centre, and Doyle turns on a run, releases Swan into the penalty area, but he was offside and he dragged his shot wide anyway.
Yeah, I think that's just an example of when you don't get your setup quite right, and we have lost a lot of experience out the centre of the pitch tonight. And when you don't get your setup quite right, those little balls in between the lines and in between the units can lead to that last forward pass through to Swan, but he just didn't time his run particularly well. He was offside. I mean, that's the opposite end of the pitch for us, for anybody listening in. We're almost on the other 18-yard line. Yeah, so we can't call any offsides from here. But that was a good move from Crawley. We just didn't quite get our set up right behind the ball there.
Small. Goes all the way into Edwards. He finds Leeburn inside. He can't get the shot away. It's cleared by Anderson up to Kamara. Kamara taking on Gillespie. Goes past him. Kamara. Reverse ball out to Swan. Now Swan towards the penalty area. Takes an instant shot, but it's comfortably wide of Mannion's left-hand post.
Yeah, game's too open. Simple as that. Our shape's not as it should be at the moment behind the ball. I think we've had opportunities. I think we've had 3 opportunities in this game so far to get shots away, and I don't understand why we haven't. Tyrese Campbell in the very early stages, cutting on his right foot, could have taken the curling effort low down to the keeper's left, elected not to do so. Lieberman the same there, just didn't quite get the ball settled enough to get his shot away. But that middle of the pitch is wide open, one ball and Kamara away down the middle. Swan played through.
Anderson does well to bite back in the tackle in the centre to win it back for Charlton. It's Jones now out to Gillespie. Further left is Edwards. Campbell on a run, but Barker with the interception before it can find him. Edwards with the quick throw back to Gillespie. Inside to Coventry. Gillespie again, and Coventry swap passes. Anderson close by. Can turn in the centre circle, move forward. Ahead of him is Campbell. Campbell on a run. Fairly central, there's nothing out to his left at the minute, so he's going to carry on that run into the penalty area. Tyrese Campbell gets the ball across, blocked away by Barker. Be a Charlton corner.
Yeah, we were talking about keeping the ball better. That was excellent. Slow build-up play into Anderson, who drove past his marker and then played between the lines for Campbell, and that's what you want to see Campbell do. Turn, receive, drive people back into the 18-yard box and commit defenders. Want us to corner.
Gilbert across to take it. Of course, he's produced some wonderful corners after coming on as a sub. Can he do the same from the start? Arm up in the air, delivers the corner to the near post. First person to react is Charlie Barker. Gets the header away, it'll be a Charlton throw. Some 20 yards further away from the corner flag. On the left-hand side, Edwards comes across. Henderson in central position. He loses that in the challenge to Kamara, who comes away with the ball. Kamara on a run up to halfway. He's got runners to his left, Adeomo. To his right is Doyle. Doyle coming to the edge of the penalty area, held up. And held up well. Still there though, in possession. Out to the right and centre now is Kamara. Adeomo to his left, into the corner of the penalty area. Comes back on his right foot, cleared away by Coventry, and he's back on the Coventry from the misplaced pass. Infield to Anderson. Anderson just had to hold it up because Liebman had made a run and he'd been offside. Then he cuts inside Adeomo, who brings him down. And Charlton will have a free kick just inside the Charlton half.
Yeah, excellent anticipation from Coventry, and it was such a shame because Liebman made a brilliant run down the centre of the pitch unmarked, but the ball wasn't played in the right. He was in an offside position, so we had to turn away from it. But I think Nathan Jones will be slightly concerned how open our midfield is. Kamara's had 2 runs, 40 yards with the ball. He's too open at the moment, centre of the pitch.
Quick free kick between Jones and Gilbert. Jones gets it back and now tries to send Edwards away down the left-hand side. Barker's there, heads it infield, and now Liebman will look for it. Well, it's an important interception there from Malarkey to stop Liebman getting on the end of it. The clearance though, straight to Gillespie. Gillespie looks up, crossfield ball. Campbell and Small are both here. Campbell with a touch to Gilbert with a shot just over the bar.
Yeah, they've had a couple of headers there, haven't they? A couple of clearances that have gone sideways. They haven't cleared their lines particularly well. Charlie Barker just apologising. And I will say that Adeomo's done the same, and it's fallen to Gilbert lovely on that second bounce. He caught it on the half volley, just rising above the crossbar. But I like his positioning, you know, which is just allowing for that knockdown to come onto him to get the shot away from Gilbert.
Crawley goal kick. We've had a quarter of an hour. Still goalless here at the Broadfield Stadium. Short corner by Malarkey, short touch from Malarkey into Walcott, who sends it away. Small meets it with his header up to Gilbert. Little touch too heavy, and it allows Crawley to get possession back. And right ball from Anderson out to Armando. Edwards does well to step in. Finds Gillespie. His ball out to Campbell. Back to Anderson, whose ball down the line is blocked, but he does well to challenge back, and Charlton have possession back. Liban with the attempted flick into Campbell, didn't quite work, so Crawley defended away. Radcliffe, ball forward to Anderson, sends Swan away down the right-hand side, needs the sliding challenge from Jones. He'll be out for a Crawley throw just a couple of yards away from the corner flag on the right-hand side.
Yeah, he looks like a worker, doesn't he, Swad? Always on the move, looking to get down the sides, harassing our back line. Right decision from Jones just to clear his lines, not to take any chances.
Just waiting for Barker to come forward to take this throw. So it's 5 yards or so away from the right-hand corner flag. It's going to send this into the box. And it comes. Jones. Gillespie, though, is the first one to get there. Jones was looking to go for it. Gillespie clears it away, but Crawley get it back into the penalty area, and there's a good challenge coming in again from Gillespie to stop the ball running kindly for Crawley. And Mannion picks it up, rolls it out to Ramsey. Ramsey with Small making a run ahead of him. Small on this right-hand side for Charlton, trying to get the ball infield, but it's blocked away by Doyle. Charlton will have a throw. Referee just telling Small to go backwards with it, so he's actually going to give it to Ramsey instead. So looking for options. Leeburn down the line. Gets a flick on towards Campbell. Campbell back out to Leeburn in this right-hand corner. Campbell again. Into the penalty area goes Therese Campbell. Gets the ball across well. It's going to come back to Gilbert. He couldn't control it. And again, well, Coventry bites in the tackle, wins it back for Charlton. Leeburn to the right is Small. Small, edge of the penalty area on the right-hand side, gets back in. Blocked. An important block by Fraser, and Crawley clear up towards Swan. Again, Coventry intercepts. Back to Gillespie. Jones to his left. Further left is Anderson. Back inside to Jones. He's got Gillespie in the centre. Ramsey will peel away as an option, but instead Gillespie goes long and cross field, looking for Gilbert. Adeyemo in the way. Cleared up to Bishop. Turns Coventry. Bishop, it's Doyle rather. And in the end, Gilbert fouls Doyle after he turned away from Anderson. And probably wanted to take a quick free kick, but the referee says it's in completely the wrong place. So after 18.5 minutes, it remains goalless here. Crawley have a free kick in the centre circle.
I didn't expect the game to be this open, if I'm honest with you. Both sides look quite competent and dangerous in attack.
Barker pretty much on halfway in the centre circle, just to the right of that centre circle. He's going to send this ball forward towards the Charlton penalty area. It's one in there as well, but Jones on hand to clear it away. Drops to Kamara. Kamara's ball forward to Doyle, trying to reverse sort of bicycle kick, if anything. Well, just hook ball, I suppose. Where Malarkey had stayed forward, but it goes straight to Ramsey, who's bringing it out now. Ramsey looking for the big crossfield ball to Edwards, but Barker's going to intercept that and send Armando on his way down the right-hand side. An expensive ball that didn't quite work, and Crawley will attack. Armando, ball into the box, cleared away by Anderson, and Campbell will pick it up for Charlton. Leeburn ahead of him. Campbell still running. Barker comes across and gets a foot in. Charlton will have the throw.
I didn't mind that crossfield ball it was on, but it was ambitious and it was big. It needed a 70-yarder. It was intercepted by Barker, and that's the issue with the diagonal. If it falls short and it's intercepted, they're breaking down your right-hand side where you're probably weak because you've loaded the right-hand side to receive possession. So you've got to make sure you overhit those. Definitely can't leave them short.
Edwards with a throw down the line. Leeburn looking for it. Comes off of Barker. Charlton will have another throw, this time 15 yards away from the corner flag. So more attacking position here for the throw. Gillespie just asking if it can go forward. Instead, though, goes for the throw. Gives it back to Edwards on the left. Campbell down the line, but the ball's too strong. Runs away from him for a goal kick. And, frustration from the Charlton fans right to our left-hand side. Thought there was a move progressing there with Campbell's run. Ball out to him was too heavy.
Yeah. It's a shame because I think Campbell is going to be quite key. Getting him in possession in that final third, I think he's going to cause a few issues. Same with Small. If we can get him high up on this right, I think they're going to be able to have an impact if we get the ball to their feet 1v1.
Walcott touches it to Malarkey, brings it out of the penalty area. Still with it. Malarkey, Campbell pursuing him, stops him in his tracks. He has to go back to Walcott. It's a difficult ball, but nobody on hand to put him under pressure, so it releases it out to Barker. Anderson pens him in, goes back to Walcott, still in his 6-yard box. Now sends it long. Jones will be favourite for this and does get his head there. Gilbert trying to battle in the midfield, as is Coventry, but it runs to Adeyemo. Coventry again tussles well and wins it back for Charlton. Jones back to Fraser, back to Ramsey. Didn't do him any favours with that. Let's go back to Mannion, who's hit it long and forward. Barker underneath it for Crawley. Equally just slams it forward, and it's picked up well in there by Swan, trying to release Doyle. Mannion out of his 6-yard box to claim it. Rolls it to his left, Gillespie. Charlton fans to the left-hand side trying to lift the team. As Anderson inside to Coventry. He's got Ramsey to his right, Small further right. Back to Ramsey. Under pressure from Adeyemo, goes inside to Anderson, equally under pressure, but gets it back to Jones. Thought about going left, instead brings it forward. Now sends down the middle. Leeburn will tussle, gets something on it, Leeburn. And Barker just nudged in the back by Edwards, sufficiently to give a free kick to Crawley Town on the edge of their penalty area. And with 22 minutes gone, I'll hand you over to Greg Stubley to lead commentate for the rest of this first half.
Yeah, should have just left him well alone there, really. You know, Barker's not going to do much with that header, and just by giving the free kick you relieve the pressure. He's only going to head that back down into midfield, really, and I think it would have been better if we would have been able to contest that ball, nodded down rather than give away the free kick. So a little unforced error there from Edwards.
Yeah, thank you, Tel. Thank you, Brownie. As we've played 22.5 minutes, still 0-0. There's long ball forward, Jones down to Thierry Small. Look towards Anderson, cut out by Liam Fraser, and now Kamara inside to Anderson, who's got Armando on the right-hand side of the Crawley attack, back inside to the captain, Charlie Barker. As Malarkey changes passes with Barker, and he runs out of room, and Charlton will have the throw halfway inside the Crawley Town half.
Yeah, you just get the feeling the way the game's gone. You know, they're 2 wins in 17, Crawley, and they're competitive at the moment. You know, looking sharp at times, moving the ball through the units well. But I get the feeling if we score one, there's a reason all their statistics are sort of bottom 4 statistics, and I think if they concede one, it just breaks the back almost immediately, because they're going to find it very difficult to score twice or 3 times against this Charlton side. So they're competitive at the moment, but we need to do a little bit more. We need to be a little bit more aggressive in the final third.
Gillespie throws the ball backwards and gets it from Charlton's captain for this evening, Lloyd Jones, as Campbell and Coventry. Back it comes to Jones, and he'll drive out. A decent run in the early stages of this half, which could have resulted in a Charlton goal. Gillespie inside to Coventry, who turns and looks forward. Anderson's there. First time back towards Jones is slightly wayward, so Jones will have to step out of his position to collect the ball and looks forward. Not a lot of movement ahead of him. Jones does look for the run of Edwards. It's a brilliant run, and Edwards tries to get a touch on it. He did, but he couldn't take in his stride. It was a late run. I said there wasn't a lot of movement, but Edwards came from left to right, from deep. Jones spotted it, couldn't control it.
Well, yeah, one good touch, and he's got a 1v1 with Walcott. I think that's a wonderful run. Completely unmarked, wasn't tracked. Split the 2 of the 3 centre straight down the middle of the pitch. One good touch, he's got that 1v1. I quite like that movement, and an excellent attempt from Jones with the pass.
Anderson adjudged to have been a bit too tight on Max Anderson. It was a lovely idea from Lloyd Jones. Just needed to be, well, actually, in fairness, it was pretty much on the money. It's just difficult control for Edwards on his left foot.
Yeah, I mean, impossible for Edwards to know, but Wallacott was 8 yards off his line. You know, it's one of those ones you just help it forward. You know, catch it on the volley and help it forward, but he wasn't to know. Very difficult skill.
Ball's poked the way of Kamara. Strong challenge comes in from Corey Anderson, and the referee for this evening, Matthew Russell, just wants a word with the Charlton man. In fact, he's going to put the Charlton man, Anderson. Seems a little harsh, but on first viewing, we are slightly further away from it, but judged to have been a bit too late. Anderson is in the referee's book for this evening.
Yeah, that's his game, though. You can't take that out. You know, you've got to let him make an attempt to win that ball. I thought Kamara made the most of the contact. I will say that. But if you're going to go aggressively like that and make that motion into it and you don't make contact with the ball, you're always putting yourself at risk of the referee putting you in the book. I don't think his opponent helped him too much there, though.
Barker with the free kick. It's a diagonal long ball towards the edge of the Charlton penalty area. Well headed away by Leeburn. Comes through the ball forward, comes off the back of Leeburn. Swan looks to control. So it's 3 Charlton players. He's done really well. The ball's over on the right-hand side. Armando will find Fraser. First time cross. Well headed away by Gilbert. And Charlton will look to push up as Barker goes all the way back to Jojo Wallacott. Goes along with his kick. Jones underneath it for Charlton, heads it away. Anderson flicks it on, comes the way of Gilbert under pressure from Kamara. Legal pressure, which Kamara's not too happy about. And Charlton will have the free kick.
Yeah, you can see why he'd had a little question mark with that, with the referee.
Ramsey under pressure from Kamara, goes back to Mannion. First time clearance will look for Leeburn. Headed away by Malarkey. Kamara the ball back to Radcliffe, who has to give chase. Pressure will be applied by Leeburn as Radcliffe exchanges passes with Fraser. Ball down the line. Adiemo with a wayward ball inside. Gillespie intercepts, but Adiemo, to his credit, does well to win the ball back. And now Crawley will look to mount an attack. As Anderson, the wayward ball that Edwards steps in brilliantly to receive. Edwards on the run now for Charlton on the left-hand side. Edwards with the ball towards the far post. Gilbert arriving. It's well blocked by Radcliffe. First-time effort from Gilbert. Gilbert has the ball back over on the right-hand side for Charlton. Coventry down the line to Small. Cuts inside. Left-footed cross towards the far post. It's a decent-looking one, but Wallacott rises well to collect. But Edwards down on that left-hand side. Gilbert again making a run from deep.
Yeah,
it's well blocked.
Listen, it's a brilliant interception from Edwards. Read the crossfield ball, went toe to toe. With Armando come out the other side of that and stride right down, and a couple of strides later he's crossed into the far post. I think that's an excellent run from Gilbert. Leeburn takes the defenders towards the near. Gilbert goes far, makes contact on the volley. Not quite crisp enough, but it's a good move from Charlton. Gilbert with the best 2 chances. A half volley from the edge of the box and the volley there at the back end.
Fraser the ball back to Wallacott. To Anderson facing his own goal and calmly inside to Fraser. Ball towards Kamara, well intercepted by Ramsey, who'll go for goal from range, and Wallacott seemed a little unsure of his positioning. Dived late to his left, but in the end the shot was just wide from Ramsey. Caught it well enough.
Yeah, it was safe. Yeah, you know, but I like the aggression from Ramsey on the ball up. Love seeing centre halves take that risk down the side and get in front. And why not? There was a little bit of space in front, touched the ball into it. And the strike was never on target, but I like that move from Ramsey.
Gillespie, good bit of defending for Charlton, tracking the run of Kamari Doyle. And then looks for the crossfield ball towards Leeburn and flicks it on. Small will give chase, and Thierry Small gets a touch to the ball against Adiemo. Small cuts inside into his favoured left foot and forced out. Still with it, Small. Adiemo's done well to get back and touches the ball out of play. Charlton will have the throw.
Yeah, I think that last attempt from Small, where he's cut back on that left side and drifted it towards the far, towards Campbell, I think I'd rather see him whip it towards near and Leeburn make a dart across the near post and take Wallacott out of the equation. So next time he cuts back on that left, maybe that little whip towards the near post, Leeburn with a little run across the back line.
Ramsey with the throw, goes short to Coventry. Ramsey gets the ball back, looking for space for a cross and does whip it in. Leeburn jumps well to get there, but couldn't divert any power to his header, and it's a comfortable catch for Wallacott.
Yeah, as soon as the cross is going away from goal, and I've said this many times, but as a striker, when your first steps away from goal, you're going to do very, very well to generate the power. But he did well to make contact, actually. Leeburn.
Wallacott with the throw to Radcliffe, who looks long towards Swan. Jones wins the challenge, and Ramsey up against Adeyemo. It's a bit of a battle there as the ball works its way, and Gillespie with a nice touch inside, and a lovely ball to feed. Anderson, who will make a run here for Charlton on the left-hand side, will pick out Campbell, and Campbell can drive inside the Crawley pounds here. Ball in, takes a deflection, and there's Fraser to clear it away for Crawley. Charlton have had certainly a lot of moments in this first half, and they've got into good positions and just struggling to find their men. Bar that Edwards cross that fouled Gilbert with the block's effort. Apart from that, Charlton in wide areas have been a little bit wasteful. As Ramsey, ball back to Coventry. Back to Jones. Charlton starting to get a grip on this match.
Yeah.
Still 0-0.
Yeah, on the front foot now, starting to take control.
Gillespie ball over the top to Campbell's a nice one. Campbell's onside. Control just let him down as Barker gets back to clear it away for Crawley. Gillespie first to it for Charlton on the clearance, but there's Fraser to intercept and clear towards the halfway line. Jones with the touch. Anderson gets a touch to the ball and will get it back here for Charlton. Challenge comes in from Kamara, who's been lively inside that Crawley Town midfield. Touch from Doyle's wayward, and Anderson still on the floor for Crawley as Ramsey's got time to bring this forward. Now Gilbert to the left-hand side is Campbell. Cuts inside, thinks about a shot and takes a wayward touch. And Fraser clears it away. That's a couple of times the space just opened up for Campbell, and he's almost a little bit reluctant to go for goal.
Yeah, I just sometimes wish, it's very difficult when you're out there, but I sometimes wish you'd create that half a yard.
Coventry with the diagonal ball looking for Edwards, who's made another good run. Gets there for Charlton. His pullback is cleared away by Malarkey, and Charlton will have the throw.
Yeah, he's lively down the left, Edwards. Another excellent run. And I love the reason I love the runs he's making is he's taking that back line deep in towards its own goal line, and he did well to just get something on that.
Charlton with the throw that goes short, but the ball's cleared away by Quaterno. Interesting, Charlton not opting for the long throw on that occasion.
Well, I think when you're making sort of lung-busting runs like Edwards is, sometimes you do need a little bit of a breather. But yeah, I'll go back to that Campbell moment we were talking about. Look, it's really easy to sit here and say this, but he keeps coming back on that right foot and looking for a pass or a cross to somebody, and actually sometimes I think he can create half a yard and just whip it towards that far post, curl it in, and if someone gets a touch, great, but have the shot. He needs to be a little bit greedier, I think, at times, Tyrese.
And he's managed to find Gilbert here for Charlton. Exchanges passes with Gillespie. Gilbert right-footed cross, won't find Leeburn as Fraser heads it away. Coventry takes a touch and goes across to Ramsey. Brings it into under control, but it's a wayward touch that Adeyemo can pick up, and now Max Anderson for Crawley. It's a lovely threaded ball towards Swan, who couldn't get it under control. Luckily for Charlton, he had space over on the left-hand side of the Crawley Town attack. Ball goes out of play, and Charlton will have the throw instead.
Yeah, lucky he missed that, because he had acres of space to run into Swan.
Leeburn with the control inside to Coventry. Exchanges passes with Kane Ramsey and all the way back to Mannion. First time clearance up towards the halfway line. Campbell will jump. Fraser flicks it on for the host as it goes to Charlie Barker. Now Wallacott to Barker again. Back to Wallacott. It's going to be under pressure from Leeburn. Right hand side of the pound here. Clears away off balance, and the ball will go out of play. And Charlton will have the throw. Left hand side Edwards to take. So we've played 35 minutes. Crawley Town 0, Charlton Athletic 0.
Yeah, and when we get our pressing right like we did then, and you force Wallacott to go long, we are then favourites. You don't expect swan to win too many aerial battles, and if we can force long, we should be in a position to win that first set and win the knockdowns. But I mean, Crawley are all about trying to play and get someone to commit in the wrong space at the wrong time to play through you. If the opposition don't do that, quite often you see them force long, which doesn't suit their setup really.
Edwards with the throw again. Tempted to go short, does the throw it in towards the penalty area. Ball bounces down. Gilbert heads towards Gillespie, headed away by Radcliffe. Ball goes further back. Edwards trying to get under control. He's done well. It's his first control letting him down, just to get it back to Lloyd Jones, who goes all the way back to Mannion, and the Addicts will start again with their goalkeeper. Short to Coventry. To the left to Jones, who again has space to venture forward for the Addicts. Looks short for Leeburn, who's just looking away. Jones has done superbly well to win the ball back, though, for the Addicts. On the left-hand side is Gillespie. Gillespie low cross towards Gilbert. It misses him, comes to Thierry Small with controls. Thierry Small, right-hand side, will finish for Charlton. The ball towards the far post, deflected its way to Small, who just needed half a yard of space. His right-footed shot was too powerful for Wallacott. And after 36.5 minutes, Charlton take the lead.
Yeah, and the important bit of this is Jones' reaction on the misplaced pass that got intercepted. He could have easily, as a centre-half, backed off and tried to go back into his defensive position. He didn't. He stayed on the front foot, nicked the ball off his opponent, and that has led to the opportunity. I think Wallacott will be disappointed that's beaten him at the near post, but what do we care? Thierry Small in a position that we've been asking him to take up when crosses come in from the far side, and he comes in late, one touch on the outside, thundered the ball towards the Crawley goal, and somehow it beats Wallacott and into the back of net and Charlton lead. I didn't think they were going to be able to keep us out. It's all about Crawley's reaction now.
Small, the ball deflected his way. The initial cross from Gillespie was intended for Gilbert. He got a slight touch to it, but Small reacted quickest. Opened that half a yard of space. It was straight out Wallacott, the near post, but there was a lot of power. Wallacott, as you say, Brownie, will be disappointed not to keep it out. But Charlton have the lead. Thierry Small, the goal scorer, as the game gets restarted. Long ball up towards Leeburn for Charlton. Nice control from Leeburn. Holds the ball up. Lovely back heel will find Coventry, or it's a wayward ball behind Gilbert. It's actually unlike Connor Coventry in those situations, as Doyle runs forward. The right-hand side looks at Adiamo. Sliding challenge from Ramsey. Had to get the ball, and he did just about enough to get there. The ball goes out to play, and Crawley will have the throw. But Small gets in those positions quite a lot, and we always say that the one thing that he's still learning in part of his game is that final end product, trying to get more goals and assists to his name.
Yeah, I think sometimes I look at him and I think when we're breaking down the left, he could go earlier than he does, but not on this occasion. He was exactly where he should be, in a position to attack should a cross come in, and a position to back off, you know, should the covering defender miss it. I like the positivity when it fell to his feet. Drove on the outside, and actually the shot had a lot more power on it than it looked like initially. I still think Wallacott was falling back and should be going forward, but I'm sure my command will text me exactly what was going on from the States.
Yeah, no text from Canada though today. He's in the stands.
Hovering around.
Gillespie a long ball forward, looking for Gilbert. Headed down towards Campbell. Down to Small, tried to go backwards. Kamara's there for Crawley. Got no real options ahead of him, but we'll go on a run here. Kamara does well. Let's go over on the left-hand side towards Doyle, and Ramsey.
He was unlucky there.
Just slipped over, and I think in the end it was his hand that made contact with the ball.
He was unlucky because if he nicks it, he's away again. I like his aggression tonight. He's on the front foot trying to get in front of his opponent, and he just tripped at the wrong time or slipped at the wrong time, because if he just toes that forward, he's away again.
Wallacott with the free kick. Sounds you can hear if you aren't listening on Charlton TV this evening is the sold out away stand to our left, and that's the far left. We're over on the right hand side. It's not too far away from him, in line with where Thierry Small scored. As Wallacott's free kick does make its way to Caterno. It's good pressure from Lieben. The cross still came in, and Small at the far post has to clear it away. Gives Campbell something to chase. My word, he's quick. And Barker did well just to hold him off at the right second, and switches it over to the right hand side to Kamara. Down the line to Armando. And holds the ball up and goes back to Fraser. Looks for a diagonal ball, which Small will just head it out of danger. Crawley Town with the throws. We've played 40 minutes. Crawley Town 0, Charlton 1. Thierry Small, the goal scorer, is Malarkey. To left to Barker, and inside is Kamara. Has to go back to Malarkey as Wallacott out of his goal clears away long. Swan jumps into Jones, but the Charlton centre-half does well to hold him off, and Gillespie, ball down the line, will find Campbell. Gillespie continues his run, and Campbell looks for Macaulay Gillespie. Gillespie's finding joy in that left-hand side for Charlton. It was his cross that found Small initially. On the deflection of Gilbert, as Charlton go back. Nice little 1-2 between Campbell and Anderson, as Coventry has it. Inside to Anderson again. And Corey Anderson out to the right-hand side is Ramsey, further right to Small. And have the confidence to take his man on now. Couple of step overs, cuts inside. First time cross for Ramsey, headed away by Fraser. Awkward bouncing ball. Jones there for Charlton. Little header is headed down by Anderson as Gilbert finds Edwards, and Gillespie still over on that Charlton left-hand side. Treated slightly further back. Charlton having joy on that left side. We've seen Edwards and Gillespie make runs as Coventry ball forward. Gilbert's made a good run in the penalty area. Gilbert will get on the end of this, and Gilbert goes for goal. And the save is from Wallacott. Gilbert was looking in the penalty area. There was Leeburn there, but Wallacott came out of his goal, and I think he had judged that he might have had an opportunity just to catch the Crawley Town man out.
Yeah, I like the run. Dropped his shoulder, caught the defender completely square, got him behind. Lovely little use of the body so the defender couldn't make a challenge. And I thought the cut back to Leeburn was on. I can understand why he's tried to slide it under Wallacott, but I just thought he could have wrapped his foot round it, Gilbert, and found Leeburn for a tap in.
The positives Charlton will see with Gilbert is there's 2 or 3 runs in midfield that he's made and created opportunities. As the corner's taken short, Campbell gives it back to Gilbert. First time ball in the penalty area is overhit. It's nicely worked, but that final delivery needed to be better.
Yeah, I mean, we're on top now and controlling the game. There was a wonderful little movement earlier between Campbell and Anderson. Lovely give and go, then a switch of play. You know, we're in control. Gillespie breaking down the left, Gilbert getting in behind, and Crawley have got into a very defensive position, very static defensive position at the moment. If you think about the start of the game where they were buzzing and bright and lively, that's gone. I'd like to see us get a second, because I think a second really does put the home side under enormous amounts of pressure.
Ball over the left-hand side is headed out of play by Ramsey. And Crawley with the throw with Radcliffe. Throw down the line. Ramsey gets something to it. Gilbert the touchdown, but Eddie Amo was the Crawley man who got there. Ball forward, and Ramsey's there again for Charlton. Long ball forward towards Leeburn. Flicks it on. Barker will head it inside to Radcliffe, and now further back to Wallacott. Takes a touch inside his own 6-yard box. The clearance hasn't got a lot on it, but just enough to find Max Anderson. It's an intelligent touch. Now finds Barker, and the right-hand side is Armando. Held up by Edwards, goes on the outside now. Armando with the cross. It's a decent-looking cross, and Small did well to clear it away for Charlton. Awkward bouncing ball. Gilbert will head down. Look for the ball down the line towards Leeburn. Leeburn got the last touch on that. Ball will go out of play. Yeah, Miles Leeburn not showing manners. We've got his mother in front of us.
Yeah, but I quite like that aggression. I actually thought it was a Crawley throw, but I quite like him getting aggressive like that. I sometimes wish he was a bit more aggressive than he is, but yeah, you don't often see Edwards beating 1-for-1 down the outside. Armando just pushed it and beat him by half a yard and put a delivery into the box. And
yeah, anyone who's seen Armando, as Tel mentioned earlier, we know him as Junior Katerna through the academy. Certainly has that pace and trickery, and he's had a decent career at League One level. He's been in Ireland as well. As Katerna tries to nutmeg Josh Edwards, the ball deflects off the Charlton left wing back, and goes out of play. 1 added minute at the end of this first half. Half that Charlton are currently leading. There's a touch from Armando in the middle as Doyle, as the lights have come on, and we can see Brownie's face again.
Oh, never mind. Do the best you can. Concentrate.
It's Kamara on the left-hand side to Adiame. Ball inside is beyond Doyle, and Anderson there for Charlton. Cuts back in a bit of a dangerous situation. Declared to show composure to find Small. Left-footed ball forward is easily collected by Malarkey. Out to Kamara. Looks for the exchange with Adiame. Challenge comes in from a combination of Coventry and Anderson. Ball down the line will stay in play, and Ramsey shows tremendous strength to hold off his man. As Anderson forward towards Coventry, and that concludes the first 45 minutes here at the Broadfield Stadium. Crawley Town 0, Charlton Athletic 1. Goal scorer Thierry Small after 36 minutes. There's a cross on the left-hand side from Macaulay Gillespie. Took a slight deflection off of Alex Gilbert en route to Small, who just needed a couple of yards of space to produce a right-footed effort that was too strong for Jojo Wallacott in the Crawley goal. Charlton have had a couple of moments as well in that first half. Gilbert saw a shot narrowly go over from the edge of the parents here, a left-footed half volley. He also saw a shot saved at the near post by Wallacott. Charlton will be happy with that first 45 minutes, but only 1 goal leads going into the half-time break, Steve Brown.
Yeah, but it's an important goal. You know, for large periods there, you're thinking, how are we going to unlock, how are we going to score? And it was an excellent run down the left-hand side that led to the cross into Small. And like I said, you know, he's taken up positions there that we've been asking him to. You know, read the play early, get into those advanced positions in the box, see what you can do. And he's opened the scoring, which is a crucial goal. You know, they've huffed and puffed, and they've been a mild threat at times, but you know, in areas that we don't mind them being a threat. They haven't threatened Mannion in the Charlton goal to this point, and I didn't think they'd be able to keep this Charlton side out in terms of leaking goals, Crawley Town, in the 90 minutes, and they haven't. But I'd still like to see us go on and get a second, and it alleviates that, maybe that one mistake or that one good move from Crawley that gets them that. I mean, they just had a good point here against was it Reading? They had a good point here. And it just alleviates that if you can go on and get a second. I know we got Russell Mears and Sangita listening from Egypt who thought this was a big potential banana skin. I had to put them straight, Greg.
Your positivity coming to
honestly,
coming
mate,
to the
there are so many people who are trying to drag me down, telling me results aren't going to go our way, and I have to bat them all away, Greg, and tell them how positive I am and that we should go into this. I said 2-0 Charlton, and we're on for that.
Well, let's hope so. Mr. Steve Brown. Well, myself and Brownie are going to tuck into a lot of sweets and treats we've been given to kindly by my fiancée Katie. Homemade baked goods if they're still around somewhere. But while we do so, Valley Gold recently sponsored an academy trip to Rotterdam. Let's see how they got on with this fantastic in-depth feature.
Hi guys, Charlton Under-21s player here, Keenan Goff. We landed here in Rotterdam yesterday. We're all prepped and ready to go tomorrow for our game against Sparta Rotterdam. Let's go see some of the boys. Yes, Lennon, how are we?
I'm very good, are you?
Yeah, how are you getting on?
Yeah, good.
Patty, who's winning, mate?
Yeah, just winning Lennon 2-0 here.
Patty's a maestro when it comes to pool.
Not much of a competition over here. I think you might need to jump in.
Len, we hear you play down at the snooker club every Wednesday night. Is this true?
Yes. Yeah. Every Wednesday night. Jordan's.
Every what?
Jordan's.
Jordan's, yeah.
Right.
Who's actually winning though?
I've got 2 balls left. Pat's got 3. Your turn, Pat.
Go on then, Pat. No pressure. Oh, no pressure. Because the camera's watching. giving him the hardest shot. Pressure makes diamonds. Pat Casey. Yeah. What a shot. Pat, clean up, clean up. Clean up. Len, it's all going wrong, mate. Bob, how are you today? You was a pool player back in the day, right? Who did you play for? England?
England, back in the late 70s.
Back in the 1920s, Bob played for England. Oh, he's got a chance.
He ain't got this one.
He's got a chance, but he ain't got it. That's a hard shot. This is a winning shot, Len. Oh, Patty. It's not easy, but I think he can handle it. Oh, he's done it. He's done it. Anything to say?
PC, number 1.
PC number 1. Let's have it.
We had a trip over to Holland to play against Sparta Rotterdam in a friendly fixture that was arranged, just to give the boys a little bit of a European experience, which is something that us as an academy and myself, we wanted to kind of bring as part of our games programme in this new season. I met the technical director of Sparta Rotterdam at an event last year, and I just gave him a phone call and said, look, I'd like to bring my under-21s over. Could we do it? And he was really kind of excited to do it. Coincidentally, Charlton Athletic is his English club, so that's how we got talking at the event that we was at. So he jumped at the chance of having us over, so that's how it came about. A lot of comparisons to us as a football club. I think the only difference being, our stadium holds 27,000, their stadium holds 10.5, but it's in a similar kind of area demographically to us over here. I think that as a club, you can see that between Sparta Rotterdam and Charlton, there's a lot of similarities, and the way that they've again used the stadium, the way that they've developed the stadium, which is an old castle. You go there and there's castle walls, but they've literally built a stadium into a castle. It's quite incredible. I think that it was cold, it was wet, it was drizzly, it was sleety at times. The conditions were tough, but the football I thought was good from both teams. You wouldn't have thought it was a kind of a friendly fixture. It felt like a competitive game. It had the feel of a cup game. Both teams wanted to win, so it felt more England versus Holland rather than Charlton versus Sparta Rotterdam. But for our boys, I think they took a lot from it. They played against a level of player which is of a high standard, which, whilst we play our games over here against boys that are equally as talented, we play against the same players quite often. So it's nice for them to experience a different culture and a different type of player. So yeah, it was brilliant. I think overall the facilities were fantastic. The hospitality that they gave us was brilliant. And yeah, it couldn't have been a better trip for the boys to experience a kind of European flavour. Now, as a club and as an academy, it's been well documented how much we rely upon the support of the Valley Gold, which in turn is the support of the fans. For myself, for Tom, to have made this happen, it all happened because the Valley Gold were able to support us in getting over there. They were able to support us in putting us in a hotel and ensuring that the boys had the best preparation that they could for the trip. So, I mean, literally, without the Valley Gold, we wouldn't have gone. And that's the be-all and end-all of it. Without them, nothing would have happened. So, I'm massively thankful for everything that they do and continue to do for us. And as long as we keep that going, so the more fans that sign up for it, even better.
Oh, a great little feature there. The under 21s in Rotterdam. I'm sure they had a great time. What a trip that is. But welcome back to the Broadfield Stadium. Not quite as glamorous here at Crawley Town, but you're very welcome on Charlton TV, where Crawley Town are losing 1-0 to the Mighty Addicts at half-time. Goal scorer Thierry Small after 36 minutes. We're having a little discussion off-air about what Jojo Wallacott might have done a bit better, and you've sent in some expert analysis from overseas to help with this, Brownie.
Yeah, let's get his name right. Armin, apparently. Please pronounce my name right. I only knew you for 2 years as a colleague, and then some stuff I can't read out. But yeah, and he said I'm putting a tariff on the advice.
Well, do you want to give a bit of context as to who it actually is for Charlton fans?
It's Mike Armin, right? I don't want to get it wrong again because he's 6'4". Sort of like a bit of an outhouse. Gets very aggressive American, isn't he? So, but yeah, no, he's basically saying, and I totally agree, that Wallacott takes 2 steps forward and that eradicates the fall back into the goal and the ball finding the back of the net. So from a coaching perspective, as Small makes his strike, he should have been at the very minimum, level with his post, if not a little bit in front, and you have to agree with that. But nevertheless, don't take anything away from what we did. It was a good move, and I thought Small put enough power on that shot to cause the keeper a little bit of trouble. But yeah, overall, I think it's a lead we deserve. I thought the first 20 minutes was way too open. And I've said this before, every manager gets about 10 minutes to just make the little micro adjustments that they may not have been ready for. And Crawley did make, 1 or 2 changes, and they have put players in different positions, which might just change the mindset of how Nathan Jones, his side, went about that first 20 minutes, and he's corrected it. And we've grown stronger and stronger as that half's gone on. I thought we got more dominant as that half went on, and certainly had the better of chances. Gilbert having the half volley from the edge of the box, the volley from about 10 yards out, he just couldn't quite get enough purchase on to trouble the goalkeeper and the goal itself. So yeah, we deserve the lead. I'd love to see a second, just to, you always do, I think, when you're a supporter or a manager or a player, you just get that little comfort of a second goal. But this is a Crawley Town side, like I said, that's only won 2 in 17, and that, I think the first goal was vitally important. We've got that. Let's see how that affects their performance, because by the end they've become very defensive and set in their ways, and certainly weren't looking as threatening.
No, and there was a number of opportunities. Well, I say opportunities. There wasn't, in truth. There was a lot of moments. There was a ball from Edwards towards the far post. Gilbert on the volley, it was well blocked. Maybe didn't have the power to cause Crawley Town too many issues. There was also a shot from Gilbert from the edge of penalty and caught it well on the left half volley. Lloyd Jones made a wonderful run in the early exchanges and just couldn't find a man. It just seemed like Charlton, when they played some really nice stuff actually for it in the final third, just lacked that final ball, just picking out the right man at times in that first half.
Yeah, and I think I used the word greedy, and actually I should have used the word selfish with Tyrese Campbell. It's not a case of being greedy, it's a case of getting yourself in a position where I think he needs to start thinking about adding more goals and assists to his game. So if you get that half a yard, and you're certainly inside the opposition's 18-yard box and cutting in from the left on your favoured right foot, you've got to start taking more shots, I think. Because he has the pace to unbalance defenders and get that little opportunity on the inside, and I think going sidewards and giving the ball away at a moment when you're 16 yards out on that right foot on the diagonal, I think he needs to be a little bit more selfish at times.
Well, Crawley are back out for the second half. We'll see if they're going to make any changes. Former Addict Louis Watson on the bench, 1 of 5 former Charlton players within the matchday squad today. Charlton themselves have got a bit of a different bench today. They're missing Greg Doherty. Congratulations to him and his family. His wife gave birth, I'm not quite sure yet when, but probably yesterday or today at least. So congratulations to you, Greg, if you are tuning in from wherever you are. Enjoy the next few
Can we
sleepless
find
nights.
out where he was born? Because that'll hurt.
Where he was born?
Yeah, in the UK, in England.
Didn't know you need that sort of detail, Brownie. Charlton are back out for the second half. We've got Tracy Leeburn in front of us, so we can certainly ask if you're that interested. But Charlton don't look like they're going to make any changes. But Charlton are missing, as I said, Greg Doherty. Also, Chukwuemeka is not in the matchday squad today. On the substitute bench, you've got Tommy Reid, the substitute goalkeeper. Alex Mitchell returning to the Charlton bench. Luke Berry, Danny Hilton also returning after re-signing his player coach role. Tom McIntyre, Matty Godden and Daniel Carnell. So 3 strikers on the Charlton bench for Nathan Jones to call upon if needed. The Addicts will be shooting towards the KRL logistics stands to our left, which is packed full of Charlton away support. Sold out crowd. Perhaps not surprisingly given the actual capacity and fairly short distance in comparison to certainly Stockport on Saturday. But it will be Charlton to get the game back underway. Alex Gilbert's over the ball. You listen to myself, Greg Stubbley, alongside me is Steve Brown, and a little bit later Terry Smith, as the game is back underway in this Charlton TV production, sponsored by NordVPN. As the ball's headed down into the path of Kane Ramsey. Now Jones with the ball over the top, looking for the run of Thierry Small, who's quick, but not that quick. As the ball diverts into the arms of Jojo Wallacott. Rolls it out to the right-hand side. Barker, a long ball forward. Gillespie is there for Charlton, just to head it away. Crawley will have the throw. Charlie Barker down the line, an awkward throw. Gillespie with a great touch, actually, to keep it in play and then clear it further forward as ball's headed away by Malarkey. And changes at half-time for either side. As Edwards on the halfway line on the left-hand side to take the throw.
Yeah, and clear as day, you know, opposition have boxed over on one side, and if you can find a way and be a golden ticket to go into somebody and cross and switch play to Ramsey or Small, that side of the pitch is wide open, but it's easy said and not so easy to do. And we've gone down the line and relinquished possession.
Wallacott with the goal kick. Has the option short if he wants to use it. He's pushing players on as he clears the ball into the Charlton half. Long kick. It's over the head of Jones, and Coventry watches it all the way, helps it on. Gilbert likewise with his head as the ball's up in the air. Gilbert will jump again. Forward it comes towards Campbell. Couldn't get it under control as the ball comes to Gillespie. Intelligent ball up towards Leeburn, who just couldn't open the space to take the ball under control. This is back to Wallacott, goes long forward towards Swan. There's Jones to head it away for Crawley. Flicked on by Fraser. And Radcliffe with the ball up towards Armando. It's a lovely little flick to create a bit of space. Edwards tracks it. Armando in possession on the Crawley Town right-hand side. Shimmies to cut inside onto his left, back out to his right. Edwards close by in attendance. Armando with the ball in the penalty area, which is blocked by Karoy Anderson. Crawley will have the throw.
Excellent covering from Gillespie, talking all the time to Edwards, tell him to show the line like that. Makes it just confuse. It doesn't confuse the winger, but he just knows he can't drive on the outside because there's cover, so it stutters, and that allows Edwards to get tight.
In the middle as Gilbert can clear it away. And the down comes to Doyle. Flicks forward, looks at the 1-2 with Fraser. Doyle gets it back, ball inside, picked off by Gillespie. Challenge comes in from Karoy Anderson. As Armando back to Barker. Now Malarkey. Back to Barker, and Crawley have gone all the way back to Wallacott.
Yeah, I mean, he was 30 yards from goal at one point, playing as a left-sided centre-half. Wallacott looking to receive, and be very interesting if you've got a turnover at that point.
Kamara on the left-hand side. Adiemo. Inside to Kamara again. Looks for Swan. Touch to Anderson looks for the back heel towards Swan, but Coventry's there for Charlton, and ball down the line gives Leeburn something to chase, and he's held off his man. Leeburn, he's on a run, approaching the Crawley penalty area. Leeburn trying to open some space, and back came, it was Radcliffe on the cover to clear it away.
Yeah, it was initially a brilliant use of the body to get away from Radcliffe. He took a risk and went down the side, and he just rolled him, Leeburn, and that allowed him to get that 1v1, but didn't quite make the most of that. Malarkey just holding him up enough for the recovery from Radcliffe to force a throw into Charlton deep into the Crawley half.
Yeah, it looked like for a moment he was trying to do what he did against Exeter and just roll it back the other way. It was good covering defending from Radcliffe to get back. And Charlton with the throws into Coventry. Gives it back to Ramsey, and Coventry has it again. Ball inside towards Gilbert, it's fizzed at him as the ball deflects to Corey Anderson, and now Small out to the right to Coventry. Ball forward, looks for Anderson, who's made a decent run. Anderson controls. Holds the ball up, looks to try and take it beyond Fraser, stays with him all the way, keeps the ball in play. And Crawley will look to counter-attack. Adiemo cuts inside, diagonal ball looking towards Kamara. Instead we'll find Barker. It does go down the line to Kamara. Run from deep comes from Armando. Small is alert to cut that out. Small gets the first touch. Armando is strong to hold him off though. Does well to keep the play alive for Crawley. It's Kamara back to Fraser. To the left to Doyle. Swan makes a run ahead of him. Doyle cuts inside. Coventry staying with him. Doyle will go for goal. It's a tame effort, but it deflects off of Gillespie. Crawley will have the corner.
Yeah, initially it was a brilliant turn of pace from Small to come across from right wing back almost into the left back position to win the ball, but give Armando credit. He's lively, he's nippy, he doesn't give anything up, and he got the ball back off of Small, and the turnover has led to a 1v1 against Coventry that's led to this corner.
Doyle goes across to take, whips it in the 6-yard box. Mannion's strong in the air, and he's very good at that. Will Mannion looks to roll it out straight away and use the pace of Campbell. Adiemo will match him for pace. Campbell can't find any room, but does well to win Charlton the throw.
Yeah, excellent take from Mannion. I think he's brilliant at that. He comes early and he's very commanding when he takes, but then the throw up was equally as good. But I just like to see Campbell flick that round the corner and run into the space.
Coventry with the diagonal ball to find Small. Goes on the outside of Adiemo's. Ball in the box is easily picked off by Radcliffe, who's ball down the lines, blocked by Gilbert. So he hasn't hid in his first Charlton start.
No, very compact in terms of trying to receive in tight areas in the centre of the pitch, and actually he's got on the end of a knockdown, and the other two good moments he's had have been beyond the back line. If he can just time a couple of runs on beyond Leeburn and Crawley's back line, that seems to be the best way for him to get into the game and him at his most dangerous. But I didn't think Small should have crossed that either. We only had Leeburn in the box. We were advanced. We had territorial advantage. That was a case of just keeping possession.
Leeburn with the ball across, looking for Campbell. It's been cut out. The ball deflects down. Small turns. It's Doyle. It was Ramsey, in fact, who tried to find Small. Took a deflection. The ball goes out of play, and Charlton will have the throw. Ramsey capable of just holding a man off and looking to turn. He's probably his best assets. Ability to bring the ball out of tight situations. And he has the throw for Charlton as movement comes inside from Gilbert. Gives it back to Ramsey, now inside to Anderson, across to Coventry. Work it over to the Charlton left-hand side, and Edwards looks for a left-footed cross, a decent looking delivery. Leeburn trying to get there, couldn't quite do so. The ball is won back by Anderson on the penalty area, and it's saved by Wallacott. Anderson did superbly well for Charlton to win it, and his left foot went for goal. It was at Jojo Wallacott. The save was needed to be made as Edwards goes down off the ball.
That happened 5 minutes ago when he was in this left back spot. He did a little bit of defending when I was complimenting Gillespie on the covering position. He just put his hand on his groin and he just felt something. And 3 or 4 minutes later, he's gone down and needs a bit of treatment. But I love that from Anderson. That's when Anderson's at his best. When the knockdowns are being, when Crawley defence is under pressure. Excellent ball from Edwards, actually, that got cleared. And Anderson's excellent at anticipating and trying to nick in front. And he's quite strong as well. And he got on top of that. Ball wriggled free. Nice little touch onto his left foot. Decent strike. Good save from Wollacott.
Yeah, a bit of concern is for Charlton, who've, as of late, haven't really had to deal with injuries, but coming into this game, a couple of players, albeit not necessarily due to injury, with Doherty. Edwards is down for the time being. Charlton don't have a lot of defensive cover in terms of wide areas. They do have Alex Mitchell and Tom McIntyre in the middle. Of course, Thierry Small can come over to the left-hand side, which is where he was naturally playing at the start of the season. If Charlton are forced into a change, and maybe Ramsey to the right and one of the centre-halves in.
I think Ramsey goes right wing-back, doesn't he? And Small left wing-back, and you bring on one of your centre-halves. I think that's... You've got Tyrese Campbell as an option, I guess, if you want to bring on Matty Godden.
Well, Charlton are going to be forced to make this change, and it is Matty Godden. Brownie, you're correct. It will be Tyrese Campbell to go over to right wing-back.
Substitution for Charlton Athletic, coming off number 16, Josh Edwards, and coming on number 24, Matthew Godden.
So Campbell go to right wing back on Saturday.
No, I think that's a good move, because what he's going to bring here is an intelligence against a team that needs to stretch itself to get back into this game.
The play will restart with Wollacott. Small comes over to left wing back. Tyrese Campbell will be an attacking right wing back role, maybe a 4-3-3. We'll wait and see. This ball is headed up in the air by Ramsey. Goes down with Kamara, inside to Fraser. Now ball over the top, looks for Swan. Jones wins the header, it's dangerously behind him. Ramsey gets back to make the header, but Doyle pick it up. And inside it comes to Kamara. Now Anderson. Ball back to Barker. Down the line to Armando. Cuts inside. Looks for Kamara, looks for Armando, who controls in the penalty. It's awkward defended by Gillespie, and he feels that Armando's dived down, and the referee agrees, saying that he's dived. It was heart and mouse moment. Brownie made a noise.
I thought that was a pen. Blindside to us, though, which is never a good place to try and make any decision from when you can't see anything. But yeah, simulation, I guess, but we've got buffering issues again and a terrible picture. So nothing from us on a replay, unfortunately.
Yeah, don't worry, everyone, if you are wondering about your internet, it should be fine. It's just the internet's a little bit slow where we are, so we can't directly have a look, and I know you will be. So bear with us as our Wi-Fi catches up so we can have a look and make our opinions, but it certainly looked a little clumsy on first viewing.
Should let you know in about the 84th minute.
As Charlton have the free kick, Mannion forward towards Lieber, and he flicks it on. Godden gets something to it. Gilbert out-muscled by Kamara. His ball over on the right-hand side to Armando. Armando inside to Anderson. Anderson down the line to Armando, and back inside it comes to Fraser. Swan with a heavy touch, but Max Anderson hit there for Crawley. The ball's worked backwards, and Gillespie has to clear it away. Comes off of Doyle. Gilbert helps it on. Lieber keeps it in. Gilbert can bring the ball away here for Charlton. He's got space. Was tempted to find Godden instead. Out to the right-hand side it comes to Campbell. And Campbell can make a run here. Goes on the outside of Kamara. Campbell cuts back. Ramsey behind him. Tees it up. Ramsey with the cross towards the far post and is headed away. And Doyle completes the clearance up towards Swan. Jones tight against Swan, who goes down a little bit too easily for the referee's liking, and play will continue as Campbell cuts inside. Gilbert to the right-hand side is Lloyd Jones staying forward for Charlton. Jones down the line to Campbell. Campbell lofted ball in the penalty area. Wollacott gets something to it, and Jones trying to get there for Charlton, and Crawley scramble it clear as Gillespie ball forward. Swan with the deflection. Jones out to the right-hand side is Campbell. Can he keep it in for Charlton? He can. The Addicts knocking on the door. Campbell beyond Kamara in the penalty area. He's got space. Campbell picks a man, looks for Godden. Shot blocked initially. Godden back across goal. Cleared away. And Crawley will look to break. It comes to Kamara. Charlton stretched. As Kamara ball down the line to Swan. Swan looks for options. Cuts inside. Goes for goal, and it's harmlessly wide. And that was a potential counter for Crawley. Charlton still had Lloyd Jones further forward, getting back at pace.
Yeah, But that was the risk and reward, wasn't it? He stayed high and it allowed us to maintain possession. Very encouraging from Tyrese Campbell in terms of taking on his opposite number. He's had success twice already since switching over to right wing back, and I think that's an area now that we're controlling. I'd get him the ball in advanced positions as much as I can. So it was lovely when you see defenders lunging in. Yeah, just seeing a replay 7 minutes later of the penalty decision, and it's a dive.
I told you I'd get it, Brownie. As the goal kick was cleared away. Gillespie on over the left-hand side again for Charlton. Low ball finds Lieber and edge of penalty. Lays it off. Gilbert right-footed strike, and Wollacott diving to his left. He's able to hold on with Godden lurking.
Yeah, they're stretched, you know, and they're suddenly playing deeper and deeper, and Charlton are really enjoying this spell. Godden with the shot just moments ago. Gilbert with the shot there, testing Wollacott. Anderson earlier, also testing Wollacott. Just need to see this second one just to... turnover from Gilbert.
And Gilbert looked for the first time ball to Corey Anderson, but Max Anderson was there for Crawley. So Armando picks it up. Charlton with a number of bodies back. Armando down the line to Anderson. Right-footed ball and penalty here, headed away by Anderson. Doyle on the turn against Coventry on the left-hand side. It comes the way to Kamara. Doyle's there again. Crossing the penalty here, it's a dangerous one. Jones wins the first header, it's still up in the air. Ball deflects down, Gilbert gets something to it. Coventry clears it out of danger.
Yeah, they're going to have moments, that's for sure. That's why you want to see the second, just to give yourself a cushion. They've got nothing to lose, they're in a position where they've got to take risks, and that is going to give them moments in every game they play in. They are up against a very resilient Charlton side who defend their box particularly well.
It's going to be a long throw into the penalty areas. We've played 60 minutes, Crawley 0, Charlton 1. Charlton defending to do. Jones wins the header. That ball will deflect out of play though, and Crawley will have the corner.
Yeah. Not the way he attacked it though. Got up nice and early. Just got pushed off balance once he hit the Crawley player, and that's why it's come off the wrong part of the forward and out for the corner.
Louis Watson preparing to come on for Crawley. They want to take this corner first. There's two men in the 6-yard box trying to put Mannion under a bit of pressure. Charlton with everyone back inside that penalty area. Coventry and Campbell are just on the right of it to protect the short corner if it does go that way. And it does go short. Armando to his right foot, back out to his left. Whips the ball in, Mannion parries it down, and Gilbert clears it away. And Charlton will look to push up as Wollacott will go long towards the penalty area. Jones will jump, brilliant header. Ball comes down though to Kamara. Kamara goes for goal, brilliantly blocked by Lieber, and the ball deflects all the way back to Wollacott, who clears forward. Mannion calls for it, Mannion will collect. Great goalkeeping from Will Mannion.
Yeah. It's a particular feature of his game I like, but he's struggling. That's the second time he's taken a catch and struggled with an injury, and we definitely don't need a timeout. So this is genuine, if you ask me.
Yeah, Charlton without a senior goalkeeper on the bench. Tommy Reid, academy product, is on the bench, who can make his Charlton debut if he's needed. This ball's back to Mannion, who clears forward. Godden trying to get there, the ball's deflected down, and Barker first to it for Crawley. Long ball down the line. Gillespie comfortable headed down to Small. Charlton looking to retain a bit of possession as Anderson steps forward past his namesake of Crawley Town, and he's on a great run here. Corey Anderson still with it, and then Max Anderson comes back to win the ball. It's Kamara into Doyle. Crawley looking to attack. Doyle looks to the left-hand side, and Swan's in space. Swan with Campbell and Ramsey close by. Ramsey makes the challenge. But Crawley have a bit of joy in this.
Yeah.
Left-hand side, a bit of a counter-attack 1 or 2 times.
They have joy when we're trying to press for the second. It's an excellent run from Anderson. He gets away from his opposite number, who's also named Anderson, sadly. And he does ever so well. Max Anderson, the Crawley midfielder, just to get back and nick it. And at that point, we're wide open. And it's that's probably the bit that Nathan Jones is most concerned about, that we're trying to go on and get this second, but we leave ourselves a little bit open at times to do so.
You'll be relieved.
Yeah.
Max Anderson is replaced by Tyrese John Jules, a striker, a bit of height and a bit of pace. Louis Watson is the other man to come on. Off goes Kamara. Watson, of course, was on loan at Charlton last season. Joined in the second half of this season for Crawley Town. Watson straight in to take this corner. Driven corner, which is well headed away by Godden. Ball comes out towards Armando. Looks for Watson on the left-hand side. Down the line to John Jules. John Jules cuts inside. Finds Armando in a penalty. Looks for the 1-2. John Jules gets it back. A ball across and Anderson sliding in. Makes the interception to clear the ball away. Gets a pat on the back from Will Mannion, but Charlton defensively being tested here. Corner taken quickly. Armando, edge of the penalty area is Doyle. Cuts inside, right-footed effort, harmlessly wide, and Charlton will take a breather.
Yeah, very good pressure from Crawley Town. A wonderful little give and go there that left John Jules on the corner of the 6-yard box at the base of that corner. He just needed, like Jones did earlier in that first half, to pick somebody out in the centre. He tried, and it was a wonderful block, I think, from Ramsey in the end. But that's very good sustained pressure from Crawley. A little bit of hope for the home fans. But like I said earlier, we are a very resilient side defensively.
Now, Crawley came into this season knowing that they'll have to fight for points. No question about it. You could look at their budget, look at the players they've got. And you look at some of their results, they've got a lot of late goals. And for example, that was the equaliser the other day. The ball goes out of play. Mannion's goal kick. It was actually a free kick given. Foul by a Charlton man. Can't see who, but Barker will take it. Down the line to Armando, is proven to be a bit of a nuisance for Charlton.
Yeah.
Barker, ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Ramsey jumps as well to win the first header. Doyle down to Adiemo. Ball inside to John Jules. Now Doyle again. Back heel. Finds his man. Oh, it's Doyle, but well cut out by Campbell. Actually the substitute John Jules over there. And Charlton will have the free kick.
Yeah, actually, if you look at the result on Saturday, Reading not a bad side, just outside the playoffs, took an early lead like we did in the first half, and all credit to Crawley. Like I said to you, they have nothing to lose at this stage. The games are running out. They brought a midfielder on for a striker. They've gone 2 up top with Swan and John Jules, and they're going to take some risks. It's about the quality on transition here for Charlton. I do think there's going to be some spaces open up. I do think if they can make 1 or 2 passes once the turnover comes, there are opportunities to be had before the end of this game. But you've got to have a little bit of quality on that turnover and stay calm and composed.
Gillespie the ball back to Jones. And the pressure from John Jules goes forward towards Gilbert as well to control. Back to Gillespie as Charlton try and look to create something on this left-hand side. Gillespie, neat ball to find Small. Good control from Thierry Small. Left-footed cross is high towards the far post. It'll stay in play. Campbell will give chase. And Iano will come across to clear it away. Coventry first to it for Charlton. Forward to Gilbert. Back to Coventry. To the right to Ramsey. Ball down the line's a good one and finds Campbell in space. Campbell first time to Lieben, saved by Wallacott. And then the header from Barker prevents Godden from a potential tap-in. Charlton close to a second.
Yeah, you won't see many passes as good as that from Ramsey on the inside shoulder to release Campbell. The timing of the run superb. The weight and delivery of the pass is excellent. Cut back equally as good. Strike from Lieben. Testing Wallacott and the Crawley goal. Very good move from Charlton Athletic.
Gilbert goes across to take. Swings it in towards the near post. Barker heads it away. Campbell back with a header forward. Cleared away by Radcliffe. And Small looks up. Looks for the ball towards Gilbert. That will go over the top of him. And with 68 minutes played now, Crawley Town 0, Charlton Athletic 1. I'll hand you over to Terry Smith to lead commentate for the second half.
Yeah, just seeing a little replay of that ball. And it's an excellent pass inside the shoulder of Adeyemo, and as a wing-back, full-back, you should never really get beat on the inside. But he does. And the timing of the run from Campbell's excellent. Picks out Leeburn. Very good save from Wallacott. We've tested him 3 times in this second half already. The only thing I would say is all shots have been quite central.
Thank you, Greg. Cheers, Brandy. It's
Cable's all right, so got enough?
all done, all done.
Lovely.
It's in midfield with Coventry. To Anderson in the centre circle, up towards Leeburn. Little touch right, looking for Anderson again, but he didn't put enough on it. He's allowed Barker to step in. Good tussling from Anderson, but he's had to concede the throw-in. 2 balls on the pitch currently. Barker goes backwards to Malarkey, to Wallacott, who sends it skyward towards the centre circle. Jones can't get there, it runs through to Ramsey. He's trying to send Campbell on his way down the right-hand side, and he'll get there, Therese Campbell. Adeyemo pursuing him, but it's Therese Campbell in the right-hand corner. Cuts inside, he's into the penalty area. Therese Campbell, pokes it, finish! Oh, just past the post. Agonisingly close for Therese Campbell and Charlton, but it remains 1-0 here.
Yep, again, there's that combination down the right-hand side. This time it's not a slid past on the inside of the shoulder. It's a driven ball on the outside. Super first touch from Campbell, and I love the fact he took the inside channel. Left Adeyemo for dead for pace. Little stab shot across the goal, just wide of Wallacott's right-hand post. But that's what I'm talking about being a bit more selfish if you're Tyrese Campbell. Love it when he's that positive.
Anderson meets the... what? Anderson met the dropping ball. It was going towards Leeburn. He was levered out of the way by Watson, and the referee initially pointed towards the Charlton goal for a Crawley free kick, and then realised he'd pointed the wrong way. And he's given the free kick to Charlton. It's a few yards inside the Crawley halfway towards between the centre circle and the touchline. It's going to be Gillespie to send this forward. And I said Charlton sent Lloyd Jones up there, as well as Ramsey. Gillespie, the free kick taker, sends it in towards the penalty area. Leeburn will jump. There's Will Jones. Jones gets the header. He'll drop to Godden. Can he turn it in? Oh, it took a deflection. No! Referee's given a goal kick. Took a huge deflection off the Godden shot that took it wide. And the referee didn't see it, and he's given the goal kick.
Yeah, I mean, no question it's a deflection. He just simply didn't see it. So walk on, give it. But that's what you get with Matty Godden. His anticipation of where balls are going to drop is first class. Gets his shot away, deflected wide. But Charlton increasing the pressure. They're creating numerous opportunities here. The game is wide open now in terms of Crawley's setup.
Well, they're trying to play it out of defence, Crawley, and just about managed it. Barker takes possession on the right-hand side. It's out to Watson on halfway. Held up by Small. It's inside to Fraser. Releases Doyle. And to his left-hand side is Adeyemo. Taking on Campbell. Drills the ball across. Oh, it needs the Jones header, and he slams himself into the post as well as he cleared it away. And that's going to hurt. It'll be a Crawley corner, but he's down and probably a bit winded.
Magnificent defending. Absolutely first class for Lloyd Jones. It's a simple header for Swan if he doesn't do that. Excellent wide play, wing play, from Adeyemo. He whips the ball towards the far post. You're thinking Swan's going to tap it in, and out of nowhere Jones ducks on his inside, flicks it away from Swan and collides with the post. Absolutely first class from Lloyd Jones.
What was it? Wait, did it go out for a corner? I think it might not have even gone for a corner because Barker's come across to take a throw. So I was too busy looking to see how Lloyd Jones was recovering. The ball didn't go out for a corner at all. It's come out there for a throw-in, and Barker will take the long throw-in by the corner flag. Sends it in. It's a header by Ramsey backwards, and it needs the Mannion tip over. It'll be a corner from the opposite side. Ramsey got there, but his header went backwards, and Mannion had to tip it over the bar. Might have been going over anyway, but he couldn't take the chance.
Yeah, no, no way he would have known that was dipping over or dipping under. You just get over it and you defend the corner. Simple as that. We're under a bit of pressure again.
Corner this time on the Crawley left. Another short one. Doyle Back out to Watson, who tried to drill it across, took a couple of deflections. It's back with Armando, who tried to curl it into the top corner, but he put too much on it. And the angle wasn't right either. It's away for a Charlton goal kick.
Yeah, not a massive fan of leaving 2v1 against from corners against. I'd like to see somebody else go out there and stop that little short corner routine. But the shot just over. Crawley have had their moments, for sure, but you know, they should be further than 1-0 behind if we're honest. We've created numerous opportunities in the second half.
Happy to say that Lloyd Jones looks, at the moment at least, not the worse for wear. There's post-collision as the goal kick's flicked on by Lieber. Godden can't get there. Fraser heads it backwards to Adeyemo, wipes it forward. Ramsey underneath that heads it back towards the halfway line. Anderson with the flick on. Gilbert can't get there. It'll drop to Doyle. Coventry with a tussle, and it'll deflect kindly to Campbell, who releases Coventry, who kept his run going. Coventry, first time ball attempting to go into the box, cut out by Radcliffe. And now Adeyemo on the left-hand side goes back inside to Fraser. Looking for options, Fraser, halfway inside his own half. Ahead of him is Doyle. Now to his right is Barker. Down the right to Armando. Bit of 1-2 with Watson. Goes backwards to Malarkey. To his left is Radcliffe. Godden trying to close him down. Radcliffe avoids the challenge. Still in possession on the left. Still Godden pursues him. Adeyemo will take over. Ball into the box, cut out. Good header from Jones. And now Gillespie can send it away, but Lieberman's got two for company. One of them is Barker, but Lieberman will tussle and actually get possession back for Charlton. On the right-hand touchline, trying to work it backwards to Anderson, but the tackle coming in there from Watson. Charlton have a throw, and it's good work from Lieberman. He was outnumbered from the ball forward, but he managed to retain possession for Charlton, and we have the throw halfway inside the Crawley half. On the left-hand side with Small. Backwards to Anderson. Just got it under control, and now trying a big switch across on the right-hand side. Looking for Campbell. There's a header from Adeyemo back towards the touchline. Manages to clear it away before it goes out for a corner. Coventry then gets a challenge. I don't know where he was aiming for Campbell. Almost found him. More by luck than judgment. It's cleared away by Adeyemo. Will that stay in play? No, it won't. It'll be a Charlton throw halfway inside the Addicts. Or did it take a deflection? So it's looking to see which way the referee's pointing. I think it might. Yeah, it's a Charlton throw. Halfway inside the Addicts half on the right-hand side. Ramsey to take it. The Addicts still a goal ahead. 76 minutes gone in this game. Down the line, headed in field. Anderson can't get there. Gilbert heads it forward. Godden gets something on it, but it's back inside the Charlton half. Ramsey with an important foot in. Anderson then guides it back to Small. Thought about going back to Mannion, changed his mind and drills it forward. Goes through the legs of Watson, and Godden just got a foot in there, and he looked like he might have been fouled. The referee thought otherwise, and the Crawley bench won him booked, I think, for a simulation.
You can want him booked, but you could also argue he took a stumble. He hit the end of his toe. But yeah, look, it wasn't a foul. I don't like all that gesturing for yellow cards.
Crawley won't be lucky if we can get a booking for gesturing for the card, because I think that's a bookable offence as well. As Crawley work it back to Wallacott, sends it forward. Jones just gets there ahead of Swan. Drops in the middle. Doyle will pick it up for Crawley. Out to Barker. Barker further out to Armando. Back inside. Watson trying to release Armando, but Small read that. Gets goal side, but just clears it away for a throw. Barker will look to throw this long again. No, instead he throws it into Armando. Short. Armando back to Fraser. He now knocks it into the box. Jones the first to react, heads it clear. Lieberman can't get there, but it'll drop to Coventry. It's got Campbell away on the right-hand side. Can Campbell outpace Adeyemo on that right? Holds the ball up instead. It's got Ramsey in support. Ramsey with Coventry inside. And they close down, so goes backwards and inside to Jones. Gillespie to his left, further left. Here's Small. He's got a little bit of room to run into, and he does. Touches it past Barker, and then he's blocked by Barker as he ran across him. And Barker might find himself in the book with that, and does indeed. Charlton will have a free kick. A couple of yards in from the touchline.
Yeah, good patience in possession, actually. tied it up nicely in Coventry along the back line and out to Small, and just as he toes it around the corner, Barker commits to the lunge. No contact, but the lunge itself was enough for the referee to book him, and I think it's a free kick, no more than that. But
well, I guess that didn't look like he was playing the ball, I suppose, was the deciding factor, but yeah, I tend to agree with it. As Gilbert prepares to take this corner. This free kick, 5 yards inside from the touchline. Referee blows the whistle. Gilbert sends it into the penalty area. Walcott looks to come for it, headed away before anybody in the yellow shirt can get there. Coventry will pick up the clearance though. Out on the right hand side is Campbell. Inside, well, he was looking for Gillespie, who will be booked here as he drags Doyle to the floor. Taking one for the team, I think that's called. The ball inside to him was a poor one. And quickly taken free kick. The referee is still logging the booking, so won't allow that to carry on, which Crawley won't be too happy about because Armando was free on this right hand side.
yeah, can't start the game until the name's in the book, but it's the only option Gillespie had. So a ball that was left short, no chance of him getting on the end of that, and I don't think there's a player out there that wouldn't have then taken that booking. Protect the lead at all costs at this stage of the season.
Well, Walcott comes all the way out of his goal. Take this free kick just 6 yards or so inside the Crawley half. Sends it diagonal to the left corner of the Charlton penalty area. Gillespie with the header. And drop to Armando. Knocks it back to Watson. Watson. Ball into the box for John Jules. Out to the right is Malarkey. Back to John Jules. Foot in from Jones. Sends it away for a throw-in. And Will Barker this time choose the long throw option.
You know, there's a slight concern when you look down away to our left and there's not a single sound coming from the way in.
There's another 2 subs warming up for Crawley Town, I think. As Barker prepares to send this throw into the box. In it comes. Again, Leeburn this time with a header clip. Out to Adeyemo. Inside to Watson. Watson turns to find space. Out to his right hand side is Barker. Armando inside. Back to Barker. Just about keeps it in. First time ball in, headed away by Leeburn. Gilbert with a good header away, and Anderson will pick it up for Charlton. And his challenge just before he went to ping it across to Campbell was an important challenge as well. And Crawley have it back. Barker with a head into the penalty area. Gillespie the first to react. Will clear it away for Charlton. Godden trying to flick it inside, but there's nobody there. And Fraser has time for Crawley to go left to Radcliffe. Back inside to Fraser. He's inside his own half. Barker to his right. Decides to bring it into the centre circle. Up to Watson. Back inside to Malarkey. Now Armando. Watson for Crawley on the right hand side still. Armando behind. Inside is Fraser. The crossing in the middle is Doyle. Coventry trying to halt his progress. Further left. Adeyemo. Back inside it comes. Ball into the box. Headed away by Leeburn. Godden, can he hold it up? He does. It's good work from Godden. Campbell away on the right hand side. And there's a foot race now with Radcliffe. Can Campbell get there? No, Radcliffe just, who had a yard's head start, just gets there first and guides it back to the keeper.
Yeah, I thought the pass should have gone a touch earlier.
Ball's out with Armando on the left, held up by Small. Has to go backwards. And the clearance by Malarkey skied up into the air. And Charlton will have a throw on this left-hand side as Charlton are going to make a change as well, but the first 2 are going to be Crawley Town's. Felia's coming on, as is Holohan. Fraser, the first to depart. The second one to come off will be Adeyemo. Charlton are bringing on, looks like McIntyre's one of them. Maybe Hilton as well is the other one. Looks like McIntyre and Danny Hilton are going to come on for Charlton. Maybe Leeburn. Maybe one of the changes, we'll see. But, I think Charlton are going to continue with the throw first. Not quite ready for the Charlton subs yet, as Gillespie with the throw towards Lieber. Doesn't quite reach him, but it will drop to Gilbert. Tries to get it out the small, but read by Barker. His clearance cannons off Armando and away for another Charlton throw, this time 10 yards or so further forward down this left-hand side. Still Charlton wait for the subs. No. They're going to make the change. And the first player to come off will be Alex Gilbert. McIntyre will come on to take his place, and it will be Lieber to come off to be replaced by Danny Hilton.
Also coming off the transfer passing number 11, Marcos Lieber. Coming on number 15, Tom McIntyre.
Just waiting to see if McIntyre goes into. You've got to imagine he's going defensive, and Anderson will push into a more advanced midfield spot, and then Hilton and Lieber and self-explanatory. A little bit of guile, a little bit of craft in Hilton. He'll just back into the back line and hopefully hold the ball up.
Well, we'll restart with the Gillespie throw. Towards the edge of the area. It's touched in towards Godden by Hilton, and he's won himself. I thought he won himself the corner. Nothing thought otherwise. The goal kick. Impossible to tell from here because we are a distance away. Wollacott to take the goal kick. We have coming up to 5 minutes left of normal time. Still Charlton lead by that Thierry Small goal. Lloyd Jones comes to meets the header. Godden can't get there, but the header from Malarkey goes out of play for a Charlton throw. Across comes Anderson. He'll probably lead this to Small or Gillespie. It will be Gillespie. 10 yards inside the Crawley Town half on the left. Throws it down the line. Looking for Hilton. It's come off. It's given a free kick, the referee. I'm not entirely sure what for. There were two Crawley Town players there, and he decided Danny Hilton. And the referee decided there was a free kick. There's another Crawley Town sub. Malarkey, the player to come off. And coming on will be Holohan. Oh, I thought it had already come on, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Juggling around to see who came on in his place. Oh, Ibrahim came on.
Yeah, before, but that's
and
just...
Holohan was standing there. They changed their mind, but they have brought him on now. Long ball forward. Jones with a touch. Campbell will swipe it forward, asking Hilton to pursue it, but it's headed away by Barker. And to Doyle. It's back to Radcliffe. And we've got Wollacott available. Edge of his own area. We'll send this straight down the middle. Jones will jump, get something on it, but it'll drop to Doyle. Doyle out to the left. Ibrahim, ball inside to Doyle again. Edge of the area, lifts the ball into the box. Header coming in, is cleared away. It'll drop to Ibrahim, who skies that behind the goal. Charlton will have a goal kick, and Jones is complaining about something there.
Today's man of the match, as chosen by match sponsors, both at home, just Crawley Town's number 5, the captain, Charlie Barker.
Predictable, I guess. But yeah, he's looking for a foul.
I think Anderson was there, and I think Roger Anderson was fouled, so he couldn't get a clean header. It did go in the right direction. Lloyd Jones is incensed, and as is Nathan Jones actually on the sideline. So I felt there was a foul in there, not given, as Manning clears the ball away. Hilton with the header on, headed back in by Barker, and as far as Anderson sends the ball forward. Hilton will pursue it. Worked back to Wollacott, who clears it upfield. Jones, towering header. Godden gets something on it, but not sure Hilton can go for this. And again, Charlton feel there was a foul there. As Crawley clear it away, and as far as Gillespie, Godden now picks it up. Good footwork from Godden, out to Campbell. Campbell on the right-hand side, up against Kelly. Looking to take him on. And he gets a touch inside, it might work for Anderson. Oh, that looked like a hefty challenge. The referee's given a corner, I think. It was either a foul or a goal kick. He's given a corner, I think. I'm not sure what he's given, actually. Anderson has stayed down. Not entirely sure what the referee's given here.
I thought there was a foul in Godden in the build-up as well, but that was extraordinary skill from Godden to chest it down, a little touch and volley out to Campbell. And you just want to see Campbell at this stage drive to the corner flag. We're in that position of the game where we're running down the clock. He was lucky that got a little rebound to Anderson and we won the corner. But this is about gamesmanship now in terms of we've got the goal lead, run down the clock, start to use your intelligence.
There's a minute and a half left of normal time. And I thought that was either a goal kick or a foul. We've got a corner. Little touch into the corner as Charlton trying to win the clock down. Hilton can't keep hold of it. Crawley clear it away. Ibrahim with the touch inside, and he'll collect his own touches. Coventry puts him under pressure. That's good. Oh, no, it's not. That's McIntyre, I beg his pardon. Who concedes the foul on Ibrahim. Wollacott comes out of his penalty area to swing it forward down the Charlton right. Jones comes across, heads it away. And now Hilton can chase this with Barker. Barker gets enough on it, guides it back to Wollacott. Has to scamper out of his penalty area to pick it up. Into the last minute. Wollacott taking his time with this, which is a bit of a surprise. Hits it out here, but Armando does well to keep it in and flick it into the corner. Gillespie trying to see it out, can't risk it, so clears it away. Only as far as there's a foul. I don't know about that. Only went as far as Holland, who headed it forward, and then it was John Jules tussling with Gillespie, who went to ground, and the assistant down here gave a free kick, which might be seen as a tad generous.
Yeah, very generous. I thought he should have just cleared his lines like he did the first one. Gillespie, what I didn't like about the first one that he cleared, we didn't drop into position. We didn't anticipate where that was going to fall, and they picked up that clearance, which they shouldn't do at this stage of the game.
5 minutes of added time here. Mannion's kick is sent forward. Barker with the header. Coventry can't get there. McIntyre does. So infield to Doyle. McIntyre again. Anderson heads it in the air. Hilton can't get there. Campbell does. Towards Godden. Godden back to Campbell. Cuts inside Campbell. Anderson then tries to release Hilton in the right-hand corner, but it's gone far too far ahead of him. Radcliffe will clear it away. Upfield. Ramsey heads it away. It'll be a Crawley Town throw. Deep in their own half. Ball infield to Ibrahim. Now looking for Watson. Watson cuts inside on the halfway line. Still Watson. Out to Armando. Back inside to Watson. Watson looks to lift it into the box. Jones with a header away. It's going to go back to Watson though. Ball infield. Ibrahim. Back to Barker. Barker's got Armando on this right-hand side. The touch inside to Watson. Back to Armando. Armando lifts it into the penalty area, headed away, up in the air by Ramsey. Drops kindly for Swan, who couldn't get enough on it. Ramsey's header just went up in the air. Swan looked to swipe at it on the turn. Miss-hit it completely, Mannion claims.
Yeah. Not the best defensive header. And Swan will be a little bit annoyed to be presented with that opportunity and not get a crisp volley away at this late stage. Look, they scored a late equaliser Saturday against Reading, and you can see why. They just gamble and risk bodies in front of the ball now. It does leave them a bit exposed. The game's got into that. You know, there's no tactical decisions to be made here. This is just all about us defending for the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Mannion's ball up in the air. McIntyre flicks it on. It'll be picked up by Kelly on the Crawley left. It's forced back by Campbell into his own half. He's still coming across the pitch now. Kelly into the centre circle. Out to this right is Armando. Small coming to close him down. He's back inside. Still Armando. Tries to find Watson, but it's picked off by Anderson. Out to Hilton. Tries to go down the line. Ball's out of play for a Crawley throw. Charlton might make another change here as looks like Mitchell might be coming on at the moment. Ball's at the feet of Ibrahim. Swings it across. Campbell can't get there. It's dropped to Holohan. Out to the left-hand side. Doyle. Holohan again. Ibrahim wants it in the centre, but Holohan goes back the other way to Doyle. Campbell trying to stop his progress. Ball into the box. There's a testing one. Jones with a header away. And it's going to be a corner to Crawley Town. Yeah. With 2 minutes of added time remaining.
Yeah, wicked delivery in. You want it to be overhit just a fraction more, and it takes one bouncing out for a goal kick, but it needed to be dealt with. It's another good header from Jones, backpedaling towards his own goal.
Therese Campbell will make way. Alex Mitchell will come off to add some height in that defensive area.
I imagine he'll go right side of the 3 and Ramsey to right wing back.
Well, they want Therese Campbell to run off, which I think they're wasting their breath. Mitchell comes onto the pitch. Immediately goes into that defensive area. And he's just held up to keep an eye on Holland in the penalty box. The corner comes in, it's deep. Gillespie with a great header away, and there's a free kick in there.
Well, things you like to see in the 95th plus minute. A free kick against from a set piece.
That's what Barker was getting out. I think Terry Small was just checking on a Crawley player. I don't think there was any malice in there, and for some reason Barker got the ump. And fronted up to Terry Small. I don't think there was anything malicious in what he was doing. Referee just having a quick chat with Small and Lloyd Jones. I think Lloyd Jones is pointing out the fact you should really be talking to Barker. Barker again having a row, this time with Matty Godden. As the Crawley captain, obviously with Charlton background, only a tad frustrated. Mannion will take the free kick just inside the penalty area. We've had the 5 minutes of added time, but of course the last minute has been a bit of a skirmish, so there will be added on added. Hilton the target, gets something on it as well. Godden will pursue it in the left-hand corner and will probably keep it there as well. And so gets the deflection off of Ibrahim, who leaves a little bit after as well, and Crawley have lost themselves here a bit.
Yes, it's petulant. It really is petulant. It's excellent from Hilton. A very well-timed run from Godden to keep the ball in play. What has he given here? It's a Charlton ball. Godden does brilliant to flick it off a Crawley player.
A goal kick, I think.
Yeah, well, listen, we are miles away, and it may well have just run over the line. We can't see from here.
Quickly taken out to the left, and Kelly's been pinned back by Coventry illegally, according to the referee again, and the referee's lost the plot, the same as Crawley Town for the last couple of minutes. And we're a minute over the added time, and they have a free kick. Crawley Town, central position in their own half. Wallacott to send it forward. Jones will look to come for it and gets his head there as well, up to Hilton. Hilton just sends it into the Crawley half and away for a throw-in. And that is the final whistle. The Addicts have won it 1-0. The goal coming in the first half from a Thierry Small strike. That was too hot to handle for Wallacott in the 36th minute. And after that, it was a little bit harum-scarum. There was chances were a little bit few and far between. It was another battle. It might be something we've probably got to get used to week by week as we face sides at the top and the bottom, all scrapping for points. And it's Charlton who have come away with all three this evening in the rearranged game. And Stevie Brown, it's the points that matter.
Yeah, so the all-important moment was the Small goal, and then from that point, it's about when your goal's under siege, who's going to stand up and be counted. And I think by some distance today, your man of the match is Lloyd Jones, who has defended the centre of that penalty box superbly well when it came under pressure. In truth, I think we should have won by more than a goal. The amount of chances we created in that game, particularly in the early stages of the second half, I think we deserved that second, but we didn't get it. And at times we were just not clinging on, but certainly being stretched in our own 18-yard box, and that's when you need your defenders to defend. Gillespie's done a solid job, so has Ramsey, but I think by far and away our best defender, who has kept that home scoreline to 0, is Lloyd Jones, and deserves a huge pat on the back. Led by example today.
Well, I can tell you as it stands, Charlton, where there's still a few results yet to come in, but as it stands now, Charlton are up to 4th on 63 points and within 5 points of both Wycombe and Wrexham in 2nd and 3rd.
And the call of the night, tell Bristol Rovers to beat Bolton in the prediction game, and I'm the only one that'll get a point for that.
Well, there's still time to be played, but Bristol Rovers are 3-2 up as it stands.
Oh, shoot. I thought that was
Don't count
done.
your chickens, my friend.
It's over. I've gained a listen.
But Reading are beating Wrexham 2-0 as it stands as well. So there are results going in our favour as it stands. And so the Charlton Roadshow carries on. Another victory on our travels here at Broadfield Stadium. And the Charlton players are going across to milk the applause and thank the Charlton fans. And it's Danny Hilton who goes, who's being pushed to take the...
Well, there were some very important hook-ons late in that game.
Congratulations. Yeah, indeed.
Waste a bit of time. But I think, look, we're at the business end of the season and we thoroughly deserve that win over the 90 minutes. 1-0 suggests it's close, but I think in terms of when both managers look back at the analysis in the coming hours and days, Charlton thoroughly deserve that victory and probably by a bigger margin. But it's another clean sheet, and that normally wins you promotions.
Well, I can tell you that it's finished Bristol Rovers 3, Bolton 2. Really important result for Charlton, as is currently the Reading Wrexham one.
You've done a Peter Burrows there, haven't you?
No, I haven't. Why? Well, I'm finished 5 minutes ago. There we go. I don't know, I'm getting heckled. It's disgraceful.
We've had a lot of cakes.
Yeah, do you know,
a lot of E-numbers
There's
tonight.
loads of E-numbers and chocolate have been. He's had a birthday. He's probably been sucking helium all night.
30 years of age. Hey?
Yeah, I know.
I'd like to be 30 again, so.
No, I wouldn't. Look how childish he is.
Yeah, true. Anyway, we're in a happy mood as we should be.
We are in a happy mood as you would expect, and it's all come about because the Addicts have won here 1-0. Not the prettiest game you're ever going to see, but it's the result that matters. And it's Thierry Small who will take the plaudits by getting the goal that gives us the 3 points, and Charlton march on. And it's a shame we didn't get the Stockport. If we could have got that Stockport win, oh, my word, the table would look even more inviting. But as it is, it's a 1-0 victory here at Charlton, and you can catch up, by the way, with the post-match interviews, both with Nathan Jones and a player who might well be Thierry Small, but I'm not going to preempt that. But check on the club website and social media for the post-match interviews coming up very shortly. And next up for us is Wigan Athletic. It's a League One match on Saturday, March 15th, with coverage starting at 2:30 ahead of a 3 o'clock kickoff. And if you can join us then, we'd be delighted for your company. In the meantime, I want to thank you all for joining us here this evening for this Charlton TV production. I want to thank, of course, Matt Robinson in production, back at Rally, and thank Greg Stubley to my left, and Steve Brown as well to my left for this evening. And it remains for me to wish a happy birthday to Greg Stubley. A happy birthday also for the son of Greg Duffy, I think, who was born this morning. So it's been a good day all round. So from all of us here at Broadfield Stadium, take care everyone, enjoy the rest of your week. But from us here, it's a good night.